I'm that Cyclops guy. I'm pretty sure you can figure out why they call me
What
that.
happened to the intro?
Or not. You can find me on all of the socials, including Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube with that_Cyclops_guy. I'm a variety streamer. I play a ton of different games, everything from Tetris to Grand Theft Auto and everything in between.
Let's do this. Hey everyone, Koimiya X here. Dad by day, gamer by night, sometime streamer, aka old man. I give the hot takes here at Garbage In, Garbage Out that nobody has asked for. I am a variety streamer that has been streaming for 13 years now. I've been on every big platform and several small ones that don't exist anymore. If you want the most recent up-to-date information about me, just follow me on Twitter at Koimiya X. I like to collect autographed Funko Pops, football jerseys, and comics.
What's up, losers? Neodeath here, and welcome to my graveyard. I'm the third host of Garbage In, Garbage Out. We've been doing this for 3 months with all of us together. I've also been streaming the same amount of time. I stream on Twitch and then repost daily on YouTube, so go check those out. Fun little fact about me is I also love Lego. We've been having a blast doing this, communicating with fans, and also talking about gaming and entertainment news from the week.
And we would like to welcome you
to
Garbage In, Garbage Out.
What's going on? It's funny for some reason. It's saying it's not streaming to your Kick.
Yeah, it's not my Kick. It's not streaming to my Beam completely.
Yeah, or not to your Beam. It says it's going to everybody else's, but
I don't know why, but
it did it during test time. but because reasons. I mean, let's face it, we're called technical difficulties now.
We're not even Garbage In, Garbage Out. We're just technical difficulties. No, I think I might know the reason why, but I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, I already did get my 2 hours in earlier on Beam with my son. So, plus I might do a stream later tonight. Shocking, I fucking know. But
okay, yeah. What is this? Gamer by dad by day, gamer by night, all the time streamer now?
No. Still sometime streamer, but you know, we'll find out. But Neodeath is joining us from beyond the grave.
Okay, Neodeath, did you do this on purpose? Did you seriously set up your camera and the skeleton and everything just to have that on you while you were? So anybody who doesn't know this, Neodeath will be joining us a little bit later today. Unfortunately, real world plans. You know, I gotta work. You know that kind of screwed things up a little bit. What did he? Didn't he tell us like 2 days ago or whatever?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel bad now. The skeleton has a better chair than I do. Like I'm just stuck with this.
What the hell? That is one freaking lucky ass skeleton.
Mm-hmm. But I want to get a Secret Lab chair. Secret Lab sponsorship. You know,
I don't even know what I have. Just some like Target gaming chair or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, my wife is actually using my wife is actually using my gaming chair that I use for my regular office on the other side of this wall here, and I keep it out there because you know I'm sitting there 8 hours a day every day, so it's the more comfortable chair. But then during the weekends, you know, she works on her at-home business stuff, and she's like, "Hey, can I use your chair?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess that means I'm stuck with this, like this thing, you know, that doesn't even have wheels or move."
Right.
We're looking to maybe.
That's when you break out with this.
I looked this woman in the eye. I said, "Bitch."
You said that?
Yeah, I said, "Bitch."
I want to go.
Yeah, I would never survive.
I just love the fact that he's like, I got this in the eye, which would be even more fitting for you.
Yes.
Well,
in my one and only eye.
Right. All right.
But yeah, so the one that I have for the gaming out there, or for my regular work out there, is one that I picked up at Costco. It's the one that they have out on the floors and everything, and it's really, really comfortable. It's actually really soft, but I was like, I really want a Secret Lab chair because those are even better. And I was like, so I want the Secret Lab for in here, the regular out there. And my wife's like, oh, but I need to get a better chair for her office. And I'm like, God damn it. We need to stop buying expensive stuff. And then, of course, I asked her, I was like, do you want one like the Costco? She's like, if that's what we can afford right away, yes. Otherwise, I want to get a Secret Lab chair. And I'm like, God damn it. Why?
Right. Neo comes back and says, DPS chair.
Yes. Yeah, the DPS chair that you get at Costco. I think Neodeath's wife actually has the same chair. He also says one thing I love saying, fuck work.
Yeah, my old computer chair is now in the boys' room. And then my wife got me this one. I don't remember if it was for my birthday or if it was for a wedding anniversary or something, but she got me this one a couple of years ago. I mean, I've had this chair for a while, so can't complain. It does its job. So, but yeah.
See, he came back and said, "Yep, she has one." So he's talking the DPS chair. They got a lot of cushion to them, and they do move around. So I mean, it does its job, and it's very comfortable. I just either need to get a second and possibly a third one for the wife, or we need to get two Secret Lab chairs. Which, okay, Secret Lab, I love your stuff. I obviously want to get one. Bring the price down, damn it, just like a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Elgato. Their shit is awesome, but it's like, take it down. Take it down.
They're like,
I mean, I can't complain that I do have a lot of Razer products as well. I do like Razer. The microphone that I'm using is a Razer. The capture card that I use is a Razer.
On my beard later, I'll be using a Razer.
Uh-huh. Get that clips, Stewie. But yeah, and then the second camera that I actually have that I used today for my other stream, that one's a Razer camera as well. So I think I have more Razer products than Elgato, to be honest.
You know, I got to give it up to Razer. There was a story a long time ago. Well, not too terribly long ago, but there was a kid who was playing video games just like we do here. And oh, hey, Junior, how's it going? But he was playing just like we are here. He was sitting just like this, and he happened to just turn his head, and a bullet came through his window.
I remember this story.
Yeah, and it hit like right here. It would have gone through his head, except he just moved, and the bullet hit right at this top, and then fired into the wall. And
the same headphones.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm like. Yep, we do. Yeah.
I was actually thinking of upgrading these because, as you can see, the I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, it's
a little torn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little wear and tear, but I mean they work for now. I
like them. Mm-hmm. These were actually sent to me by a buddy streamer of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shout out to. I don't even know if he streams anymore. Well, I know he was talking about doing it again, but. Yeah, Jay's TV. I think he's totally like rebranding him in the process of rebranding himself and everything, though. So I'd like to get him on here.
Well, yeah,
and, I'd like to do a day where we have other streamers come on and just shoot the shit. Because I got a couple that, if we could get on, it would be pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'd like to get Matt Malone TV on here. He's a huge iRacing stream legend, and I like talking to him. And looking good, Neo.
Shenanigans.
But yeah, I'd like to get XX Brandy on here. She's a streamer that I watch sometimes at night after I get done.
Neo, you know how you solve that, right? You subscribe to us.
Exactly. Or if you're watching on Twitch, which it looks like you are, it's called Turbo. You can do Turbo, yeah.
Or those Amazon Prime drops. You get a free subscription every month.
We're not asking anyone. We're just giving you options.
Yes. Just think it'd be very humorous for him to subscribe to our own show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, like I was saying, that one guy, he got the bullet came through and actually like hit this part of the micro or the headset and went into the wall, and it actually like stripped it down to the metal part. And the police, I guess, said the metal was so strong that it deflected it. So, and I guess it was Razer
Junior.
Yeah, too broke for that. But yeah, it was Razer that actually it was a Razer headset that he had. Razer heard about his story. Honestly, they thought it was fake because he posted it on April 1st, thinking it was just an April Fool's thing.
Right.
And then when it turned out it was real, Razer actually said, "Oh, hey, we're going to give you a new headset." And I'm like, dude, not only did this guy's life get saved by video games, but Razer's replacing the headset. And they gave him like one that was even better. And I was like, wow. Then I was kind of like, hey, Rachel, do we have a gun?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had, I got to say, when I've had issues with their products, they are very, like, even just online chat, they are very knowledgeable and friendly and just right there and ready to fix it for you. Their customer service is pretty top notch. So, yeah, that's my shameless plug for the day is buy Razer products because they are very good.
See, when I worked at Best Buy, that was back when, a long time ago, that was back when Razer wasn't necessarily the best that you could buy.
Right.
So people were always going like, oh, it's absolute crap. But like ever since I left Best Buy, it seems like everyone's going like, oh, they have the best now. And I'm like, of course, right when I leave and I can't get my discount.
Yeah. And the thing I like about them is the fact that you can find them in like Walmart. You can find them in GameStop, you can, which is where I got the majority of mine. See, even Neo comes in here. Most of my stuff is Razer. See, so I mean, they aren't a bad product.
Yeah, so I was thinking like the next headset I get, it's either going to be a replacement one of these because this has lasted me years, or it's going to be Razer.
Okay.
Just depends on who comes first with the sponsorship.
Right.
Yes, yeah, he was saying most of his stuff is Razer. I'd like to get some more Razer stuff. I have the keyboard. It's actually not Razer. I don't have any Razer. I need to get Razer. Anybody?
Yes.
Like, you can always donate to go to the show. You just by hitting the donate button. But anyway, I know we got a little while until Neo Death jumps in here, though. But how have you been doing this week?
I've been doing pretty good. Just working and back from vacation. Got my new glasses. It's nice to be able to read again.
Mm-hmm.
You
got the bifocals there, old man.
they are, but they aren't. They're called transitional readers. So it's like they do eventually go into the bifocal, but it's not as obvious where you can see, the line right in the center of your lenses where the top half is the one prescription and the bottom half is the other.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Do your eyes really get used to that though? Because you got like the one prescription and then you look down at another prescription. I would think that would make you dizzy.
It was weird at first. It really was. But I mean, after I'd say a day, I'm used to it. So, but yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
And then we got some chat going on here.
Yeah. Shenanigans comes in, says, love my left-handed MMO gaming mouse by them. So Shenanigans is using Razer products. And then Neo coming in and calling me old. Just because he's an ass.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, your thing right here says Koimiya X, aka old man. So you do it to yourself.
I do it to myself, but that's just it. I do it to myself.
And that's like me getting mad, going like, "Don't call me Cyclops. Only I can call me Cyclops."
Right.
I don't know why that reminds me of Family Guy. Like, you my nerf herder.
You my nerf herder.
You can't use that word. Only we can use that word.
Right. Oh, Angel just popped in. Angel,
What up,
how you doing today?
What up, Angel? You my nerf herder.
So
Wow.
But
I'm glad we got our CEO Coldplay jokes out of the way last week because it's not even funny anymore.
no,
We had
was it
one
really?
week. Well, kind of.
Yeah, it had
Did
its
you-
moment.
It did. Well, like people kept like putting up those things where, instead of the CEO and the HR woman, it was what was it? It was like a Logan and Jean Grey holding each other, going like,
Yeah, I've seen so many different memes that it's lost all funniness.
Yeah.
I don't even know what word I'm trying to find. Humor? I don't know.
After a certain length of time, it just wasn't funny anymore. I was like, after about 3 days, it wasn't funny anymore.
All I gotta say is, and I'm not saying this in I'm not trying to sound mean when I'm saying this, but all I gotta say is thank God for fucking Ozzy, because that made everybody forget about the Coldplay shit.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I'm not trying to sound mean when I say that, because I mean I fucking love Ozzy, but
No, he did the world a favor. He got that off the internet.
some of the memes that I've seen about his death, like the one where it's like, it was like there's this group that I'm on in Facebook called Cursed AI, and somebody drew a meme, and it was like Ozzy arriving in heaven and talking to all the other people who died of drug overdoses, and it's got like all these celebrities that died on drug overdoses, and Ozzy's like, it smells like little bitches in here. That made me chuckle.
Yeah, I saw that. I think like Amy Winehouse was part of it, and a few others were on there, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, and then says hi. I see you. Neoda said hi, Angel.
mm-hmm.
Yep, I see that. Hi, Angel.
And then she begins to saying it's still funny.
It is. Thing. It's more of a chuckle at this point instead of a full-on belly laugh. Like it was.
It's kind of like a type thing.
All right, come on.
Now we got the whole South Park thing too. That Jesus Christ, that was fantastic. That was fantastic.
The fact they had Trump with Saddam's voice.
Oh, and they made him Canadian. Like the whole that it's like the whole double whammy. Just It was beautiful. I look forward to the rest of the season. Especially if what I was talking about before the show is, like, my theory is correct. Where it said the 1 of 50.
Oh, yeah.
So we got like 49 more of these coming. So
yeah, so we don't have Neodeath here to really handle these here. Hey, I can throw these up if you want to.
So I don't know if his Twitch is open though to count it. We'll count it in private chat.
I don't know why it's not wanting to. There we go. So yeah, since we brought that up, we can actually talk about this one here. I'll move over to the story if you want to throw it. If you want to put it up there.
Sure.
So South Park lands. Yeah, wow, grilling deserves Pepsi. It really does. Sponsor. But anyway, yeah, South Park lands a 1.5 billion. That's billion with a B. Streaming deal with Paramount Plus. So the ones that don't know this, so there was a big merger going on between Skydance and Paramount, and part of the issue was that Trey Parker and Matt Stone had already inked a deal that was putting South Park on Max, but during this deal, they wanted South Park to have exclusive rights to be on Paramount Plus. And that's not just the specials like it was, because it was for a long time where the show was on Max, but the specials were on Paramount Plus. And so you almost had to have both of them to keep the continuity of the story going, because South Park is more conscious continuity. I don't know, but their continuity has gotten a lot better over the last several years. So, and of course, they were making references to the specials, like certain parts of the episodes didn't make sense if you hadn't seen the special, and vice versa. So they inked a deal now where Skydance, I guess, bought Paramount. It got officially accepted by the FCC, and it's also they're putting what is that, 50 episodes for 5 seasons of South Park, and it exclusively has to stream, and that's the specials and the episodes anyway, all on Paramount.
Yep.
I don't know how much of this that the South Park guys get, but that means that this is a lucrative franchise.
Regardless of what Trump says.
Yeah, we'll go into that, but yeah.
Fourth-rate show or whatever. Yeah. And the thing that I was saying to you before the show is like the new episode last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it aired, they had a running gag in the show where they had to do like a pro-Trump public service announcement, and the first one literally said 1 of 50. So are they doing one per episode now?
But
I'm doing good. How are you doing? Thank you for the follow.
So, but what I'm thinking though is I don't think it's really 1 of 50. I think that was just a joke. Because if you think about it, 5 seasons, that's 5 years, and Trump's going to be out of the White House in 3.
He'll
be still around most likely, and doing what Trump does, but he can only be in the White House until
he decides to Putin himself and say, fuck it, I'm in charge.
Yeah. Well, okay, so provided nothing catastrophic, big catastrophe happens and he can run for a 3rd term. So he'll be out by 2029, and this deal is good until 2030.
Right.
So
I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll ramp it up so that there's 2 or 3 episodes or 2 or 3 pro-Trump things towards the end. I
guess they hastily put that episode together last night, or the one that aired a couple days ago.
They even said at Comic-Con, they're literally writing episodes up until the episode goes live. Like because the way they have their animation and everything now, they can constantly change things and add things. So like if the episode comes out on Wednesday, they're doing shit up until Tuesday night, because he even said, he didn't go into detail, but he even said that for this first episode of the new season, they changed a few things based on some stuff that had happened. I think, be it with the signing for the buyout for Paramount and all that, and a few other things.
Right.
So they literally are changing things up until the last minute,
which is awesome. I mean, that's how they're able to stay so relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, because what is it, like Family Guy? Then again, Family Guy usually does about 24 episodes. These guys do 6 to 10 and then a special.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these guys have like a 2-week turnaround time or even less than that. But yeah, Family Guy or those traditional cartoons, even ones that aren't traditional, have like a 6-month to a year turnaround time.
So, but yeah, I'm glad they inked that deal and got that all sorted out. And I'm looking forward to what this new season brings.
I guess part of it was because they got sick of it, Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And they actually hired a bulldog negotiator to come in there and say, we don't care what happens with theirs, just get the deal for South Park,
Right.
And it just happened to land at the same time. I think that's when they figured out, okay, we need to keep these guys happy. Because, I mean, think about it. They're your biggest moneymaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shareholders are happy. It doesn't matter what they're saying.
Right.
But yeah, so this is kind of going on more about the deal itself. Well, on top of that, they're saying that the deal between Paramount and Skydance is also why Stephen Colbert got canceled. Now, a lot of people were saying that Colbert was the number one the number one late night guy. And while that may be, I think overall the studio was losing money. And if you think about it, think of like all the stuff that he does. You got to pay the celebrities that come on. You got to pay the production staff. And there, at one point, they were saying he was losing almost like $40 million a season. And I don't know how accurate that is. Right. I just know that I was seeing that on CNN of all places earlier today.
I mean, it's a possibility. And I think nobody's going to really know what the reasoning was. they're going to say, of course, people are going to say, oh, it was Trump. He got rid of the Colbert Show, da 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 da. Or other people are going to say, well, no, it was a financial, and it could be a little of both. It could be none of those reasons. It could be some wacky out of left field reason that nobody knows about, and CBS just said we got to get rid of Colbert. So.
Okay, but is it that they're getting rid of... I've never understood this. Are they getting rid of just Colbert? Like, are they replacing him as the host? Or are they getting rid of the Late Show?
They're getting rid of the Late Show completely.
So they're going like the role of Fox, where it has no late night thing.
Right. Yeah. No, they're done after X amount of years. It's kind of like what the one story that you have about the E Entertainment. They're done. They're done with the Late Show. I don't think they're doing any more, period. But
then what about late? Are they just getting rid of that too? Because they haven't said anything about that. Or is Late Show even still on?
I don't even think that's on. And was that CBS or was that NBC?
Yeah, well, it was CBS because it was James Corden for a while, and then I thought not Lily Tomlin, but that one comedian. I can't think of her name. I think it's Tomlinson. What is her name?
Oh, but didn't she go on to do the?
She's a big stand-up comedian, and I can't think.
Didn't she go on to do the After Midnight reboot though?
Oh, like Chelsea After Midnight?
No. There was a show on Comedy Central. It was a game show called After Midnight, and it was hosted by oh Christ, who's the dude that did the Talking Dead?
Oh. Why am I forgetting people's names? Because my brain is fried from work.
So then Comedy Central ended that show, and CBS picked it up and like rebranded it. I don't remember what it's called now, but like when I first saw the commercials for it, I was like, oh, so it's After Midnight or at midnight. And God, what was that guy's name? Chris Hardwick?
Yes.
So okay, so yeah. But then they have the blonde comedian girl now hosting it. And I thought it was on CBS, and it's the same concept, which I don't know if you ever saw At Midnight. That show was great.
I haven't. I don't know about Neo Death, but I haven't.
So it's funny when we're talking about Colbert. I actually I got this for Christmas. Colbert and his wife put out, oddly enough, a cookbook called "Does This Taste Funny?"
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have. It's an autographed copy that him and his wife both signed. You can kind of see it there. Mm-hmm. Kind of, maybe. But I'm like, well, now that he's not doing the show anymore, autographed cookbook.
Yep, and I'm just looking this up here. I'm trying to see. Oh, why? Because it was with Craig Ferguson, and then it was James Corden. And it says that it's still on, but I don't know who's hosting it now. Is it still James Corden?
I don't know. I never watched it.
I know it's on after Colbert, so a lot of people are asleep.
Right.
By that time. I know that was the problem Conan O'Brien had a lot of times too, because it was like he's on after Jay Leno, and it was like, yeah, but a lot of people are asleep. So I think all their ratings are just people that fell asleep watching it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But yeah, anyway, you were bringing up here about the about E-News here. If you want to hit that button there. Yeah, E-News canceled after 32 years on the air. It seems like the end of an era. Now, I used to watch this when I was younger. I haven't watched this in decades, but I do know that this is where a lot of people went for their celebrity news. It was a celebrity-focused newscast. This comes from Variety. It will continue airing new episodes until September 25th on E! Which is spinning off from NBC Universal and will be folded into a new publicly traded company Versant, or however you say that, formerly known as Spinco. The cancellation comes 3 years after E! News returned from a 2-year hiatus after it was initially axed by E! in 2020. Excuse me. The series, originally a daytime program, returned to late night broadcasts. So maybe that was the problem too, is it went up against the big boys of late night and couldn't really hold it. So, you know,
That's a possibility. That's
I mean, because you think about it, you're going up against Kimmel, Fallon, Colbert.
Right.
Now, of course, it says here the decision to cancel the show is said to have come from the E! Network as it looks to leverage its brand of entertainment coverage and commentary across digital and social platforms. A source indicates that as news consumers demand real-time digital coverage, a broadcast during the 11 p.m. time slot, which E! News has occupied since 2022, no longer best serves the audience. E! boasts a growing digital presence with 87 million followers across social media platforms. So honestly, what I could see this doing is, I don't know if they're going to do this now. I could see this going from being a television show to being an online show.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they tried that with G4, and obviously that crashed and burned. But but at the same time, I can see E! maybe doing this as a weekly YouTube show, or maybe even a daily YouTube show. It could be almost like the new top 10, you know, most amazing top 10.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, but yep, we hope they land on their feet. Colbert, I know he's going to land on his feet. If nothing else, Jon Stewart will hire him back.
Oh yeah, Colbert will not have a problem finding, unless they decide to get rid of the Daily Show. Because now that Paramount because Paramount owns Comedy Central.
Yeah, Viacom.
So they are all under one umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to think that they won't get rid of the Daily Show, but who fucking knows this day and age?
Well, I mean, nobody thought they'd ever get rid of the Late Show. I mean,
exactly. So
yeah, we're living in really weird times. Let's just be totally blatant about it. This is, and think about it, like, with the guy in the White House, it's like he's acting in a way. It's like, think about it. Think about like George W. Bush. Think about Obama. Think about Clinton. I mean, during the Clinton scandal, during Bush's tenure there, how many times were they ripped on Saturday Night Live and pretty much every other late night show? And they were asked about it, and a lot of times they'd be like, "Oh, I thought it was funny," or like, "Well, I mean, sometimes they didn't think it was funny, and they'd be like, "Well, they can do it." But Trump sits there and he's like, "Ow, my ego," and it's like, this is the kind of stuff we would have made fun of later, and all of a sudden now we're like, "Oh, we've hurt the president's feelings."
I don't get it. Welcome back, Angel.
Hi, Angel.
So yeah, but yeah, I think regardless of what happens, Colbert will be back on his feet somewhere. So
yeah, he definitely will. I see Neodeath said that he's walking out now. He'll be here in about 15 minutes ish. Yeah. So
Angel literally just asked what happened to Neo. He had to work today, so he's running a little late. He'll be here soonish.
You missed it, Angel. Koimiya told a joke that was so funny he hasn't moved since then.
Right? Yeah. So in the meantime, what did he say? His Fred. That Drop Dead Fred?
Yeah, Drop Dead Fred skeleton.
Drop Dead Fred is filling in for Neo. And but he will be here soon-ish. Trademark. So. And
then Neodeath did come back in with fuck Trump.
Yeah. So, Neo's not holding back there. Never does.
We try not to get too political on this show because we know that can rattle people, but at the same time, sometimes I don't mind rattling people.
Well, it's like the band KMFDM said in one of their songs on one of their old albums, and I totally agree with them on it. The one of my favorite lines by them They said, let's stop saying don't quote me, because if nobody quotes you, you haven't said a thing worth saying.
Okay.
And so
that should be our new slogan.
But yeah. What else do we got?
So let me get that one down. I didn't know if we were going to bring that one up quite so quick, but yeah, you did bring up we did bring up South Park already, so we can kind of talk about this one here. But yeah, South Park South Park responds to Donald Trump in the face-off with the White House saying, "We're terribly sorry," which is
We're sorry.
Do you want to hit that?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Do you want to play the whole thing? It's like 36 seconds long.
I'm gonna play the whole thing, but yeah, this is, and I mean, who was it that said it? Was it Trey that said the word sorry? So this is the attitude that he was taking.
We are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Because that's Trey doing all those voices, because he's got such a distinguishing voice, and so I absolutely know that's his whole thought process on Trump's response.
How did South Park get to be so famous with all the voices sounding exactly the same?
Well, I mean, Family Guy too, if you think about it. There's the one episode where it was like literally Carter Pewterschmidt, the doctor, and one other guy who are and they were like, "Oh, Peter says we all sound the same," and then the other guy's like, "Really? I don't hear it." And it's like, but
see, I never really understood it until, like, if you listen to Quagmire and you listen to Stewie, especially when they get upset, their sound almost exactly the same. The only difference between Quagmire and Stewie is really that Stewie has the British accent.
Sometimes he doesn't even have that, so, but yeah. So anyway, though.
But yeah, so like I was saying here, South Park has actually responded to Donald Trump in the face-off with the White House. So yeah, I'll skip down here. We already know during the 27th season, they eviscerated Trump, which is really what South Park does. So it's like everyone's getting all upset, and it's like, who haven't they gone after?
Exactly. Everybody's all upset, and it's like South Park, they don't take a side. I mean, obviously they do a little bit depending on who they're making fun of. Everybody's fair game in their eyes. They don't hold back on anyone. And the same thing could be said, I've seen the same thing with, like, going back to The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Like, he'll rip on, Trump, but then I've seen him totally rip on Biden. I've seen him rip on Obama. I've seen him rip on Bush. Daily Show doesn't hold back. They're going to call you out for your dumb shit. And so that's why I really like those shows, because of the fact that they don't hold back on either side.
What I never understood is, like, people get mad at Saturday Night Live for ripping on Trump so much, but I'm like, did you ever see the way that they ripped on Clinton? I mean, that was up one side and down the other, and then Bush was up one side and down the other, and Obama was up one side and down the other, and I'm like, again, it's just his turn.
Yeah, it's whoever's in the White House at the time. That's just it. That's going to be your target for the next 4 years. Whomever the president is, that's going to be your target, regardless of if it's Republican, Democrat, or other, if they ever have another party. So it's just going to be whoever's in the White House is going to be the biggest bullseye.
Well, not even the White House. I mean, I've seen them rip on. It's like anytime that any politician or any celebrity gets like the slightest bit of like 15 minutes of attention, they like, you can't wait to pounce on them. And that's not, I know we've had Looker and Dingy we've had Looker on the show. Dingy, we need to get on here. We've been on their shows too.
Yeah, we do.
Well, the thing is, they're from Canada, and I was actually going to talk to them about this. Like, it seems like, with the exception of maybe the end of Justin Trudeau's tenure, it seemed like Canada was like very respectful of a lot of their politicians. Maybe they cracked a joke here and there, but overall they were pretty respectful of them and they reported on just the facts. Here in America, it's like the second you're on TV, we're like, how can we parody it?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if I was running for any kind of office, you cannot tell me they would not have like a Chris Farley looking person with like a weird looking eye and teeth bulging out or something like here and being like, I like video games.
Yeah.
And why that'll be a meme now. You know?
Right. Because why not?
And honestly, it's like if South Park, Family Guy, anybody wanted to make fun of me, I'd be like, the only thing I ask is please let me do my own voice. Let me, bring me to the studio. I will provide the voice, and I will do it in any way you want me to do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like the when Kurt Cobain was talking about being parodied by Weird Al. It was a great freaking like almost every artist that's ever been parodied by Weird Al has said it's been an honor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, almost every artist, because Coolio had his issues.
Nirvana actually had their issues too, but I guess Kurt Cobain liked it, or not Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, because they liked that they got parodied, but apparently they weren't fans of the Flintstones.
Okay,
so they didn't like the whole yabba dabba yabba dabba dabba do. Now they didn't like that, but they were like, yeah, but it's fun.
It's Weird Al. I mean, come on. And I know Eminem said that he didn't mind that Weird Al did the parody of the 8 Mile, but he didn't want a video because he was afraid it would mock the seriousness of the 8 Mile movie, and he didn't want a parody. And Weird Al's like, dude, have you seen your own videos? You parody everything. Mm-hmm. But Weird Al, being Weird Al and the gentleman that he is, was like, okay, fine, no problem, as long as I get to do the song, Mm-hmm. And but I know that Prince didn't want any parodies. That's why there was never any Prince parodies. Paul McCartney did not like the parody of Live and Let Die, because Weird Al wanted to do a parody of it called Chicken Pot Pie.
Right.
And since McCartney's a vegan, he was like, no. So Weird Al will do Chicken Pot Pie live, but you'll never find it on a studio album. Mm-hmm. There is like,
good what God, are you doing, Fred? Get out of here! What are you doing, Jesus?
God, you scared the living hell out of me when you did it. It's like...
Sorry about that. Freddie likes to do his own things. I am here.
Fred is a bastard and would not shut up.
I know.
He's just a chatterbox. I know. He's just constantly in my ear.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So, anyway, how you doing, Neil?
Better now that I'm out of fucking work.
So
we are part of the anti-work crowd, as you can tell.
Wolf Pups, and apparently they appreciated Fred more than you.
They broke Fred, so.
But yeah,
I don't know if you saw. Angel was actually asking where you were.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angel, for wondering where I am.
We look forward to our interview with you, Angel, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
that's going to be fun.
Yes.
So
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, we have to still do a trial run on that program.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later offline, but
cool. Did we already do the knock and all that stuff?
The what?
The knock?
Or we not the knock? With everybody?
No, I hadn't done that.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
where we're all basically where you all knock together, like when we do the DNL podcast, so that we all get credit for the views and everything, which we actually have quite a few views in here.
I like you get quite a few views when you're not on.
Fred, he's just so fucking popular. I should just have him do all my streaming.
I don't know what happened though, but it's like for some reason it's not streaming to my Beam today.
But didn't you say you had Angel?
I've got the Geigo Beam up.
Oh,
Angel is in the Geigo Beam chat.
Gotcha.
So,
That's what I
yeah.
was confused about because I heard you saying something about the other.
Yeah, no, I mean he popped into my stream that I was doing earlier today with my son, and now
Yeah.
he's here in the Geigo one. So
I forget
Cool.
how to do the knock. Honestly,
I can do it. You have to be on Chrome.
oh, that's why, because Chrome is being a little dick for me. But hold on,
We did it before, though, didn't we? You?
Yep, I see the knock. I can actually do it on Firefox here.
Oh, we can attempt it.
oh, that knock, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, well, don't worry about including me because I'm not.
Pages together for views. Yes.
You know, okay, so maybe after this, maybe somebody can help me get my Chrome back. I have been without Chrome for weeks, and I cannot get it to come back like at all.
That's a shame.
Really? But when Neodeath came in here, I was actually about ready.
No. Anyway.
Really? I get oh no here.
You did. That wasn't me, by the way. That was not me. So anyway, you were saying before Neodeath started yelling at Fred.
So
what were you guys talking about?
the White House actually put out the White House actually put out that for South Park where they were actually addressing the South Park episode here, saying that this show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread. It's like, well, they just signed a $1.5 billion deal with a 5-year contract for South Park. I'd say it's pretty relevant.
Yeah, I don't know how you say that it's not relevant and
how does this administration say anything?
I mean, they talk out their fucking ass. That's how they say it.
Yeah,
I don't ever know what they're talking about.
Yeah, with uninspired ideas and a desperate attempt for attention. It's like, oh, okay, I think they're actually talking about the president with that. You know, uninspired ideas with a desperate attempt for attention. President Trump has delivered more promises in just 6 months than any other president in our country's history. I'm not sure how they're measuring that, but okay.
Yeah, okay.
And no fourth-rate show can derail President Trump's hot streak. So it's not even Trump that put this out. It was his administration that put this out on his behalf.
Bunch of blowhards that are all blowing him. So
yeah. When asked about the White House's reaction during the Comic-Con panel, we did the mockery here already, but they said we're terribly sorry. Basically going like,
we're
sorry.
So Angel came in and he's saying we're hitting record numbers today and we have to keep an eye on the UniChat and Univiewers services. And I said, that's awesome. That Beam is finally starting to get recognized.
Nice.
You know,
that's awesome.
For what it's worth.
That's fantastic.
You would also say it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
It really is fantastic. Wait, does that count as like all of us saying it?
Yeah, is the count for me or is it for all of us?
Huh?
I said,
I started using it for just you, and then like we all started saying it, so I just count the word now.
So, yeah. Brian, I heard you saw the Fantastic Four.
I did.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
I noticed you had said something about, wow, he said it's been solid since about 2 a.m.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome. You know, I saw that you had said something about, you know, hopefully it's better than Superman. Did you not like Superman?
No.
I like Superman. What was wrong?
I did not like Superman.
What was wrong with Superman? Superman was good.
I haven't seen
don't say the squirrel. Do not say the squirrel. The squirrel was awesome.
They're just trying too hard. I don't know. Maybe it's just DC. Maybe I don't like DC. Like,
is it DC you don't like? Or is it James Gunn?
No, James Gunn has done good stuff. Like I usually like his stuff, but like I think it's just DC in a general. I know he kind of, you know, took this one and he made the story for it, but just DC characters have never been personable to me, really. It's always been Marvel that's been on the, you know, same level as you. You feel like, hey, I could be Spider-Man because I'm just a guy, you know, going to work every day, trying to make ends meet and trying to save the fucking world. Like, you know, they're going down to earth.
Does DC, is it That's a good point. Does DC have any like everyday man hero that you can think of?
They have Batman.
Superman's kind of supposed to be that, because he's Clark Kent, his alter ego.
Right.
But he's never really been like, struggling to try and make ends meet and, can't get to work on time because he's saving the world. He can always get there super fast, never be late or whatever. So he was never there. And then Batman, he's got money. Like, he's not a real world person. Like, he's not representing me. I don't have that kind of money where I can just fucking make a fucking car. And
what the fuck is representing? Dude, what is representing? I've never heard of that. I mean, Batman, does kind of, but I mean, if we all had money, we'd be able to do that too. But at the same time, I think they kind of make him personable by having him fall asleep during like Wayne Tech meetings because he was out all night.
Yeah.
I mean, so what? Like, he owns the fucking company, so.
But if you fall asleep during an executive meeting, that doesn't look good to the people pumping money into your account or into your company.
Okay, so bottom line though is Fantastic Four was better than Superman, in your opinion.
In my opinion, yes. I had way more fun with them and like the little Easter eggs they usually always have in these type of movies. Seems like Superman only had like one that I know of. Maybe it's again, I don't know the whole everything in it. And they're also like newer comics that they brought the story on for Superman.
Right.
It's not the classic ones.
And then it was nice that this Fantastic Four doesn't tie into the rest of the Marvel yet. Like, it's giving you a fresh start, and then you're going to get into.
Thunderbolts had that post-credit scene tying it.
They did have that tied it, but that was basically just saying, "Oh, hey, this is coming towards Earth," but it didn't say when it was going to hit.
That didn't actually like happen in the movie, and at the end, it doesn't. They don't like allude to that.
Right.
So, but I mean, I had way more fun watching Fantastic Four than I did at Superman.
I will say the only thing I didn't like about Superman was they retconned a little bit of his origin. And that's where I took a little bit of an issue, but I want to see where James Gunn is going.
Took a lot of issue with that.
But I'm like, I'm one of them where I'm like, okay, I see you're trying to go into a different, because we don't need to have the same story fed to us all the time. And so cool, let's retcon a little bit of this.
With Fantastic Four, they do not like rehash how they became them. They give you that that little expedition in the beginning. And then you get to move on with the story.
And then the movie.
Right.
But I just took a little issue with that, but I'm also one where I'm like, I trust James Gunn, so I want to see where he's going with this.
That's the thing. Like, James Gunn is a fantastic hot director, and so it'll be interesting to see where he goes with that. So...
Okay, we just said Fantastic Four how many times, and you're going to count every single time we said...
No, I only count the ones where it's not a proper noun. Fantastic Four is a noun, so you don't count those ones.
Well, I was telling Cyclops before the show, my brother and I are a lot alike on when it comes to movie reviews and things like that, and, he has the same thoughts as I do on, like, Beetlejuice 2 and all of that. Okay. And he sent me a text today that he watched Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, I did not get to see that.
I haven't seen it yet.
I sent him a message back and I said, "Is it as bad as I think it's going to be?" And his response was, "Go in expecting terrible and you'll be pleasantly surprised. The first 25 minutes or so, it was like, this is a waste of my life. And then it got better. Just take it for what it is. Dumb humor, a few eye rolls, a few unexpected laugh out loud moments, some good cameos, some pointless cameos."
Hey, dude, if I do an eye roll, I might hurt myself.
Yeah, well, we know about you and your eye. So,
yeah.
So, I don't know.
But isn't that really almost every Adam Sandler movie? Go in expecting it to be dumb, and you'll be satisfied. You expect the eye rolls, the groans. Here's the thing.
It's easier to do that with a new movie from him versus something that is a
Versus
sequel to a legacy.
Right. You've already got like characters set up. You know, kind of what you're going into it, sort of.
You're going to expect a little bit more for it to hold up to the first movie. Whereas
But I know they were saying that like they had more of Chubbs and Carl Walters in it, but then he passed, so they had to cut a lot of that back and change a lot of the story because he was a big part of it.
I think that's where his grandson comes in, or his son or grandson comes in now.
Yeah, one of the two.
Because I'm not going to lie, I want to see the Naked Gun reboot.
I do too. That looks funny.
I mean, I also am a huge Liam Neeson fan, and anytime he can make fun of himself and all of that, which is why I loved his character in, what is it, A Million Ways to Die in the West, or 1,000 Ways to Die, or whatever that movie was.
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, he was great in that movie.
Well, did you ever see his celebrity guest appearance on Family Guy, where they actually animated him as Liam Neeson? And I'm just like, that was just him having a great time. You could tell he was having fun with that role.
Him and Seth MacFarlane hooked up, because
I know.
Oh,
yeah, it's actually because Family Guy did a joke about him like way back, like I want to say like maybe 10-15 years ago. And they said something where they're like, they said, I don't remember, they're like, it'll be as still or as stiff as the dialogue in a Liam Neeson Western. And then it was somebody, I want to say it was maybe Seth MacFarlane doing this, where he's like, the hell with Parliament. It's going to be a fortnight before we can get that over. And it's like just stupid dialogue. And I guess Liam Neeson saw that and liked it, and actually got a hold of Seth MacFarlane to say, I wish you'd told me to do my own voice. I had to come on and done it. And and then they saw each other at like different events and stuff like that. Because I know he's a British actor that does well here in America, but he does things only in London. Well, of course, Seth MacFarlane, promotes Family Guy and stuff like that in London too. Yeah. And they've always just kind of stayed connected. And it was when Seth MacFarlane asked Liam Neeson and Charlize Theron at the Oscars if they would be interested in doing this Million Ways to Die in the West. And they were both like, yes, they wanted to just work with him. They didn't even care what it was about. And then once he told Neeson what his character would be, he's like, I'm the villain. Of course the British guy is the villain, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And MacFarlane actually produces The Naked Gun. I don't know if he directed it, but I know he produces it.
Oh, I'm sure he's got his hands all over it, but that one I do want to see.
Right.
So,
well, what's funny is because he started as such a serious actor.
Yep.
Like
one of his earliest roles. Well, one of his earliest roles, I think it may have even been his first role, was a comedy movie called High Spirits. Okay. And it came out late 80s, because I was a kid when I watched it. And I mean, it's definitely an 80s movie, because one of the main characters is Steve Guttenberg. What's he been lately? But I mean, Steve Guttenberg, Peter O'Toole, Liam Neeson, a very, very young Liam Neeson. I'll see if I can find a picture of him in that movie. But it's a great movie, and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. That's the first time I ever was introduced to Liam Neeson. And then, I got older, and then Schindler's List came out, and it was just like, holy shit,
I think we all watched that in history class when we were kids, and God damn, I remember just looking at that little girl, the one with the red coat.
Yep.
And just being ready to cry at that point, like, God. But yeah, what's kind of funny about this is the guy from the original Naked Gun movies, Leslie Nielsen. Yep. He actually started as a very serious actor too. And that's partially why it was so funny to see him in such a wacky role, because you were expecting the seriousness. Then now he's more known for, Magoo and Airplane and Naked Gun and stuff like that. But when he started, he was super serious. And I'm like, yeah, that's like when Neeson started. He was super serious. And now he's just like, guess what? I'm an actor and I'm going to have fun with this. And I'm like, that's why this works so well.
Right.
My
Here,
wife has actually sat here and said that she really wants to see that, and I'm like, "You want to see a Seth MacFarlane movie?" And she's like, "It looks funny."
I found a preview here. This is a very young Liam Neeson in high spirits.
Why does he look like Mr. Hyde?
Either that or like Bilbo Baggins.
He was a ghost actually in that movie, but
High spirits. That kind of sounds familiar now. Now that
Yeah.
you say that.
let me see if I can find a color picture. But yeah, I mean, it was Beverly D'Angelo, Liam Neeson, freaking, like what did I say, Peter O'Toole.
Mhm.
Let's see here if I can find
Seeing how his career has evolved, from super serious to the action star to now being in more comedies and stuff like that, I'd kind of like to see maybe like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino do the same thing, because it's like everyone, and I will never shit on their legacies because I think they're amazing at what they do. But Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are ones where I'm like, everyone says what great actors they are, and I'm like, are they really? Because they really just perfected their roles. They're always the intimidating Italian gangster kind of person. Even in their comedies, they're the intimidating Italian gangster,
Yeah, see, there's another one that's from High Spirits as well. So, but
okay, now I can see him a lot better.
Yeah, so very young Liam Neeson.
So nice.
Yeah, High Spirits in 88.
88? Okay.
88, yep.
And
yeah.
We're old.
I was 8 when that came out. So yeah, Pure Tool.
I probably did see it, but I don't remember it.
Daryl Hannah, Liam Neeson, Beverly D'Angelo, Jennifer Tilly. I mean, Peter Gallagher. A lot of big names in it. So
big names before they were big names.
Exactly. So
that's like in the X-Files. A lot of people don't know, but there were a lot of big names that started in the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jack Black. I know he's not your favorite actor, Koimiya, but Jack Black actually got one of his big starts in the X-Files. It was actually
Cable Guy.
Huh?
I remember him in Cable Guy.
Yeah, but he was in that. I remember. I think the first time I saw him was in X-Files, and then the next time I saw him was actually in I want to say it was Mars Attacks, where I didn't know that it was Jack Black because he wasn't the household name at that time.
Right. But I mean, I also remember him and a very young Kyle when they were first starting out as Tenacious D, being on. They were on Mr. Show a lot.
Mm.
With Bob and Tom.
It's amazing.
Bob and Tom, Bob and Dave, or no. God, what is his name? So there was David Cross and Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
They did Mr. Show, and Tenacious D was on there a lot back before they were anything.
With Jack Black, it's truly amazing. Like, his parents are mathematicians and rocket scientists, and it's like, and then what is their offspring? Their offspring does that. It's like he was one of the guys in Tropic Thunder. He played the drug addict that was in his underwear.
They're proud.
I was just gonna say his parents must be so proud.
Sure they are.
But moving along here, we were talking about like South Park and stuff like that. I did see Beavis and Butthead is actually set to return to television finally with all new episodes. Do you guys want to do Cyclops' review here? Because I just watched Beavis and Butthead do the universe.
If you want to do that, go for it.
We'll switch over into that. So I recently watched Beavis and Butthead do the universe. Now, the way that the movie starts is it actually starts off in 1998. So it's like shortly after the events of the cartoon and the first movie. Huh?
After the events of Do America?
Yes. So they're not really.
I have not seen the Do the Universe yet.
I don't think I watched that one either.
So it's not. So Do America is not really referenced, but it's they say it's in 98, and we know the original movie came out in 97, so it's
98. I graduated.
Yeah,
right.
When my wife graduated too. So, and then So they end up getting into a lot of trouble in school, and they decide instead of going to jail, they actually do something, and I'm not going to spoil it, but they do something that gets them in legal trouble. And instead of sending them to jail, the judge actually says that he sentences them to 8 weeks of space camp because he wants to give them opportunities to move forward, to actually learn and everything. But of course, we know Beavis and Butthead aren't going to learn. So, of course, while they're in space camp, they actually they get control of some of the space stuff there that is right before one of the space shuttles is set to launch. Of course, they're sitting there, and it turns out like they're making sexual references with like putting a rocket in and out of a hole. And of course, they know what that means, but the rocket people are actually like, oh, wow, that's actually a really hard maneuver to do. And these guys are doing it with ease, and they end up putting them on the space mission that they're about ready to do. Of course, with Beavis and Butthead being who they are, when they get a little bit of downtime, they pretty much destroy the machine or destroy the rocket while it's in space.
Right.
Making it that they can't get back home.
Right, because reasons.
Yep. The one astronaut actually kicks them off of the spaceship, and they go in through a wormhole, which then spits them out in the year 2022, knowing that she actually is the one that sent them out to die, but they got sucked into a wormhole. They come back in 2022, and then turns out like she's a big... she's actually the mayor of the town, or the governor of the state that they're in, which I believe is Texas. And... oh, sorry. I thought somebody was saying something there.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. Special guest there. But yep. So, and then of course, throughout all the stuff there, they don't realize that they're really in 2022. Everything around them has changed, but it's Beavis and Butthead, so they don't really notice or care. Then you get Smart Beavis and Smart Butthead, who are coming from an interdimensional world, who are trying to get them back into their own time so that they don't rip apart the fabric of time. And it is just it's honestly, it's probably one of the stupidest things, but honestly, it's Beavis and Butthead, so it's stupid funny.
I was going to say it's Beavis and Butthead, so what more do you want?
I know. It's a paper-thin plot that in some areas makes no sense, but then again, Beavis and Butthead. So yeah, paper-thin plot. The laughs are there. The laughs, they land for the most part. There are a few times where, especially in modern day, maybe it seems a little mean or off-putting, but at the same time, it's like that was the kind of humor that they were going for, because these are the same characters from the early 90s. But I would actually have to say that this is another one that I would give 1.5 eyes out of 5. That's a good rating, being that 1 eye is the best and 5 is the worst.
Okay.
I would highly recommend anybody who's a fan of Beavis and Butthead or just 90s stupid comedy, definitely go see it. It is on Paramount Plus, where you can also watch all of the episodes of South Park and all of the specials. And definitely, if you watch it, let me know what you think. Again, it's the stupid humor. If you know Beavis and Butthead, you know exactly what to expect.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge the spin-off, well, the 2 spin-offs from Beavis and Butthead that are both incredibly great. King of the Hill, and King of the Hill is kind of a spin-off because Hank is basically Mr. Anderson. Mm-hmm. And then Daria.
Daria's amazing.
That's a great show.
I haven't thought about Daria in quite some time.
Daria,
I forgot that was even a spinoff that she was on there.
Yeah.
Diarrhea,
cha-cha-cha.
I guess Mike Judge didn't create Daria. He created her for the show Beavis and Butthead, but it was actually one of his producers that said she'd be great to have her own show, and he signed off on it and produced it. But I don't think he actually. I don't think he wrote it. Yeah,
he just put his name on it and called it a day.
Pretty much.
So. I mean, he's making money either way, but
King of the Hill is set to come back.
That was only on for, 2-3 seasons, right?
2 or 3 seasons, yeah. And I know they are streaming. They were on Hulu.
They're on Paramount Plus now, I believe.
I was going to say, I would imagine it's on Paramount since they're all under the...
now.
Yeah, but...
It's because of Viacom.
Yep. Yeah, that's why. But, yeah, Daria was... I think Daria was ahead of its time, honestly. And that's
with all the sarcasticness.
That's why it didn't take off as much, because it was I don't want to say that it was like too smart for Beavis and Butthead fans, but it was too smart for Beavis and Butthead fans.
Well,
it was
yeah.
a smarter, kind of like Frasier. Frasier was a kind of like a smarter comedy, you know.
Well,
My mo-
also, weren't those all? They came on late at night, so you had to be up super late to be watching. The MTV, like the Max.
Version. Yeah, the Max,
Yeah,
the Fox,
Mhm.
yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
all those. So yeah, it wasn't like it was prime time that they were showing these things. So
That too, yeah.
My mom used to say Daria was Beavis and Butthead for girls or for smart people, and I'm like, I don't know. It's she started on Beavis and Butthead, and that was bringing the crowd over to begin with. But I think it was more aimed at the smarter crowd, like the smarter younger crowd. And it was like, but I just think it had trouble finding its audience until maybe like the second season, because it did do well. It did do well, but then it was like I just don't think it could hold it because you were putting it up against Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
And a lot of people couldn't separate the two, and I'm just like, yeah, just because she started here doesn't mean
Right.
But yeah, so like I was saying here, so they're getting new episodes. This is going to be awesome. I'm not going to play the whole thing here, but they are, I believe it's in September 3rd. Check out the trailer here, which they've gotten mad at us for playing those before. Yeah, Mike Judge, who created the series, is back once again. I'd really like him to. I guess he's doing this for Paramount, and then he's doing the King of the Hill revival for Hulu.
Yeah,
I really want there to be a Daria revival.
I don't know if there would be enough.
Do you think there's not enough fan? Do you
I didn't think there'd be enough
fan?
for fucking Beavis and Butthead, but here we are. Like
Beavis and Butthead are cultural icons
during that time. Like they mostly played music videos. It was another way for them to play music videos.
Do they still do that?
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't know. Do they still do that? Is
Yes.
what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I've been watching the newer episodes. They play some of the newer ones, but really they watch more of those viral YouTube and Twitch clips.
Okay.
Oh.
And they
So
comment.
they get with the times and.
Okay.
So like,
I do admit.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite times is when they were ripping on Blues Traveler in they were watching a Blues Traveler video and John Popper was in the middle of one of his harmonica solos and Butthead just goes, he's playing a toy. Just crack me up.
Yeah, with the newer ones, I see what they do is they're kind of discussing how like some of these survival people that sit there and go like, oh, and what you want to do, make sure your knife is super sharp like this. They're like, he does this, and then when he shuts the camera off, he goes to his mom's house and has breakfast.
Gypsy popping in. How you doing, Gypsy?
So,
what's up, Gypsy? Thank you for joining us again. Appreciate it.
I can just see Daria being great for a revival, though. That's just me. But how's it going, Gypsy? Pleasure to have you.
I wouldn't turn down a Daria revival.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like that's the thing now, is bringing back those old shows, from our childhoods, not, the other boomers and all that shit. So
My wife was just telling me today, speaking of things from our childhood, remember Popples?
Yes.
They're coming back because of a 40th anniversary.
Yeah. I mean, I think Pogs are also supposed to be coming back too.
And it's Alf in Pog form. Simpsons. Remember Alf? He's back in Pog form.
Excuse me while I go cry real quick.
Oh boy.
No. Yeah, I've heard, a lot of that is because of the birth rate being on the decline. Like the birth rate is on like a steady decline, which means that a lot of these younger generations aren't getting into the stuff, into new things like our generation was doing. And they're bringing it back because now instead of being the 18 to 40 crowd, they're trying to make it like an 18 to 55 crowd because we're the ones that are pretty much running, like buying everything now. Yeah, running the show.
Right.
No, is it because also that, the younger crowd's not getting into new things because of technology these days and 24/7 instant gratification.
Or attention
Maybe-
span. Like
Maybe a
they're like,
combination.
Right? Squirrel. So,
I mean,
Okay,
worse than we are.
I'm gonna clip you doing that, Neodeath. Oh no, that will be our viral clip on TikTok. Wow. But yeah, another show that's finally coming back. Bob's Burgers has revealed a landmark 300th episode details and plus new Halloween and Christmas installments. I know Neodeath, you were saying before the show that your wife and your kids absolutely love the special installments like Halloween and Christmas. And honestly, who doesn't? Who doesn't love Bob's Burgers? It's like King of the Hill. Like, nobody hates. Nobody hates
Maybe it was Fred that you were talking to because it weren't me.
yeah, no, I was saying that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Koimiya was saying that, but it's like, honestly, it's like nobody hates Bob's Burgers. Some people like it. Some people love it. Some people it's their favorite show.
My brother can't stand Bob's Burgers because his whole thing is that he's like, why do they all have to yell when talking? And I said, your argument is moot because you like Always Sunny, and all they fucking do is yell at each other on that.
I never watched that show.
What, Bob's Burgers?
No, all that's
Always Sunny.
Yeah.
I've watched maybe a handful of episodes, and I'm like, when does this get funny? But Bob's Burgers, I enjoy. The
Halloween
has
belly laugh moments. Always Sunny in Philadelphia is just kind of like, I get it.
The Halloween and Christmas installments are kind of becoming their thing now, kind of like with Simpsons and their Treehouse of Horrors. And so that's awesome to hear that they've got new Halloween and Christmas installments coming. I actually have a couple of the Bob's Burgers. They've released CDs of like all the songs from their seasons because some of those songs are freaking hilarious. And I have the movie. I don't know if you've seen the Bob's Burgers movie, but that's really good too.
I wish that had done better in the theater. I just think they launched it up against like some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I can't remember what they launched it against, but it did not have a chance in theaters.
It was like up against a Marvel movie and a DC movie and some other big Universal movie, and I was like, you didn't give Bob's Burgers a chance.
No. But so I'm happy to hear that 300 episodes. That's quite a feat in and of itself as well. And I actually have a Funko of a young Bob from the Bob's Burgers movie signed by H. John Benjamin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I like he's actually made fun of the fact that Bob and Archer and Carl from Family Guy all sound exactly alike. And I'm like, yeah, he's not. He does do voice acting where you can't tell that it's him, but I'm like, yeah, but he's got that voice where it's just like.
He was also in my first taste of H. John Benjamin's voices were the cartoon home movies because he did Coach McGurk.
Yep.
And he actually did Brendan's friend, Jason. He was Jason as well. And fun fact, one of the creators of home movies actually then went on and did Bob's Burgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And so, but I also like that. I think it was season 4 of Bob's Burgers where they did the Archer crossover, and it was all animated like Archer.
Yeah, was that like the very beginning of it?
Yep. Yeah, they did. Their cold open was like Archer, and I thought that was hilarious. So
yeah, they seem to be doing a lot of those because they gave when the last season of Solar Opposites is going to come out too. I think it's in October. I think so. We're going to finally wrap up that whole thing. So that should be fun. Like it seems like cartoons are still like dominating.
See, I haven't watched Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites is really good. It's exactly like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I've heard.
Oh yeah, that's what I like it because it like the story. It has continuity. It's not like they jump here and then we're over here. Family Guy type things. Like it has a consistent story, and then it's got like a side story in the background. with this wall of like people that they've captured,
Mhm.
and that keeps going throughout. So you get episodes where it'll switch to just them, and yeah, just the way they did the storytelling on that is just fantastic.
Now, what's the weirdest cartoon you've ever seen?
That I've ever
Weirdest?
seen.
Well, not that you've ever seen, but like, yeah, that's been on like part of the Adult Swim lineup, for example. What's the weirdest that you've seen?
I didn't
Zaniest,
watch a lot of-
craziest ones that just make you go, "What the fuck
I
was
mean,
that?"
like we were talking about MTV and their late night shows, like the Max made
Max
was
no
yeah.
fucking sense, but I
The-
loved it and would watch it. And I'm like, I
So-
don't know what's going on, but okay.
I don't
'Cause
know
what
if it
I'm
counts
getting
as a
at-
cartoon, but what about Syphil and Ollie?
Oh god, Syphil and Ollie were great. I loved Syphil and Ollie. Have you
The
seen?
hand puppets.
Yeah, have you seen Super Jail?
Mm-mm.
Super Jail. No, I've never even heard of that
Oh.
one.
It's on HBO Max, but Super Jail is one of those where the first time I saw it, I'm like, what am I watching? How is this even allowed on TV? And
Oh,
where
boy.
can I see more? And but yeah, Super Jail is up there in weirdness. So if
Okay.
you guys have HBO Max, check out
How
Check
many
out Super
seasons?
Jail.
Just one or
I want to say there was 2 or 3, to be honest with you.
okay? So it's not
Let me
like
look
a
into
one
that.
and done.
Yeah, I was a big fan of a lot of those crazy cartoons. But I mean, when you say zaniest, like wackiest, it's like I instantly thought of Ren and Stimpy and
Mhm.
Rocko's Modern Life, and that's like if you were talking about just like American cartoons. But once you said, ones that we had ever seen, yeah, I would say like Super Max from MTV, like Neo Death was saying.
Okay, so there was 4 seasons of Super Jail. And let me bring up... I'm going to bring up an image from it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a good one that can just sum up Super Jail in one image.
Oh.
I'm just trying to find one.
Yeah.
We can continue with the show as
the
I'm
Max
searching.
was
but-
just such a weird, and I've gone back and like tried to read the comics that it was based off of, and the comics
Mhm.
are just way the fuck out there too. So it's not like you can get a sense of what's going on if you read the source material. It's just
Yeah.
a really weird out there story. I think Aeon Flux was kind of the same way too.
Yeah, that
What
was a
about-
great one.
What about Stripperella? That was what Pam Anderson did the voice of that, and Stan Lee actually produced it.
Here's an image from Super Jail.
Hey.
Oh.
The fuck?
Yep.
Okay, that looks like a weird like Simpsons or Family Guy
It's
kind
like-
of thing.
It's like all different types of animation too. Like you got some that are detailed and some that
Mhm.
are. Well,
Yeah,
what was
that's
What
just
was that other one that was on Comedy Central where it was a bunch of cartoon characters all together?
Drawn together.
drawn together.
That
Yeah.
was pretty fun too.
Where
I
you
liked
could
that one.
tell like the pig was supposed to be like a rip on Porky Pig. The girl with the blonde was
Yep.
supposed to be Ariel.
There's the Betty
Yeah.
Boop character, and
Yeah.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Ugly Americans?
Was that the
think
one
I
that came
caught
on
some
after
of that.
South Park?
Yes, that was on Comedy Central as well.
It was
Ugly
right after
Americans.
South Park.
And then there was another one. Speaking of going back to H. John Benjamin, there was one on Cartoon Network called Lucy, Daughter of the Devil,
No.
and H. John Benjamin did the voice of the devil.
Yes. There was that, and then didn't they kind of do a different version of it too, where Danny DeVito did the voice of Satan and
Yep.
like his daughter?
Yeah, that show was pretty fucked up too.
Yeah, because
but
I
it was-
remember people were like super pissed about that show, and
And
I'm
then
just
there was
like,
that one with the dog. I can't remember what that was called, but it was like a
Courage?
demon dog. No, not Courage. Courage is for kids. This was not a kids cartoon. Which I've
Did
got
you
my
just say
kids hooked on.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is for kids? That show was scary.
compared to this show that I'm trying to remember. Yes. But no, I got my kids hooked on Courage. They love that. That's on HBO Max as well. So
You said with a demon dog?
yeah, it was like some sort of cartoon. I can't remember what it was called.
Okay, it's actually one of the top search things in Google. So cartoons with a demon dog. Oh, Mr. Pickles.
Yes, that was a bizarre one as well.
I remember seeing that and going like, "Holy hell!" What about Moral? Do you guys remember Moral Oral?
Moral Oral was a great one. That's on HBO Max. There's a lot of good ones on HBO Max from Adult Swim. So
yeah, if you
I've been watching the Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law cartoons.
God, I remember those.
With Stephen Colbert as the Phil Ken Sebin, the leader of the not leader, but the lawsuit company. He was one of the main attorneys or whatever.
Yeah, one of my favorites that was fairly recent was Brickleberry.
See, I never got into that one.
See, there was Brickleberry, and then they basically once that show got canceled and was canceled off of Comedy Central, Netflix bought it, but they didn't buy Brickleberry. They had to buy basically a new idea, which was the exact same idea, and just gave the characters new names and called it Paradise PD.
Yep.
I mean, they even
remember, but it did.
I got another one for you. Did you guys ever see Assy McGee?
Mm-mm.
Oh, let me look that one up for you. That was also on Adult Swim, I believe.
I mean, it seems like a lot of the fucked up ones were on Adult Swim.
Heavy Metal was on Adult Swim. Remember how messed up the animation was?
Heavy Metal was a bizarre one. Metalocalypse was a bizarre one. All right. So Assy McGee was literally a police show where the main character was literally an ass with two legs. That's it.
Okay, yes, I do remember that one. Okay. That was on Comedy Central and then I think also Adult Swim.
Yeah. And then Stroker and Hoop. That was another one. Or was it Stroker and Hoop? I think it was. Yeah, Stroker and Hoop was a great one. Shin Cham. Shin Cham was a good one as well. But yeah, here, I'm bringing up the image for Assy McGee. I'm trying to find a good one.
Yeah, I like how we just suddenly went down memory lane here. Out of nowhere.
Cartoons.
Got a direct right turn into memory lane.
This is why we can never.
We go past the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, this is why we go past the 2 hours mark. Here you go. Here's a fun little picture of Assy McGee.
What the fuck?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Nope.
You noping out of that one, Neo? You're like,
yeah, nope. Never watched it. I don't think I'd be like flipping through the channels and go,
And for anybody anybody who thinks that grown men shouldn't be talking about cartoons, we say,
Bite my shiny metal ass.
I just had to do it. So
I mean, these are all like ones we grew up with, and like we said, they're renewing a lot of these ones.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bow.
I still find that funny. Take a bow. I'll do that. I'll actually be standing next to a friend of mine whose name is also Brian, and I'll just be like, "Hey, take a bow," and he's like, "No!" Like he jumps away from me.
Right.
Like, dude.
Respect my authority. What's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody.
Exactly. But yeah, we do have some other things we can talk about here. I don't know. I kind of want to just keep going down memory lane.
Right. Well, I mean, we could have a memory lane show one of these times, not do current things.
Yeah.
Kind of like what DNL did for video games.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to talk about 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever.
As long as we don't have any massive blow-ups that happen in the next week or so, like we did with all the deaths this week. You guys want to do that maybe next week?
Sure. Well, wait.
Yeah. Oh,
Next week is the
we're
second.
good. Yep, we're good.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say in 2 weeks is the Angel show.
Yep.
2 weeks.
We're gonna call it the Angel Show.
The Angel show. Yes. So
Right, you guys haven't done the deaths yet, right?
we have not done the deaths.
We were waiting for you because we knew that you'd want to pay homage to at least to Ozzy.
Fuck yeah, I would.
So yeah, we held off for you, but we do have some other stories before we get to that. Another thing which is coming from Variety. I know Neodeath, you just said that you were more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. Well, Kevin Feige actually says that they're focusing on lower budgets, less TV, and more Robert Downey Jr. And he says, look at Superman, because as much as Neodeath didn't like it, it actually is a big hit. And he says it's clearly not superhero fatigue. So he's actually saying here that he's actually never been fully satisfied with a Marvel project, even though they've netted him billions of dollars. But they're going to be focusing more on quality instead of quantity, because he said once Endgame hit, they focused more on quantity, on how much they can push out instead of how can we make this good.
Right, and they didn't have like one person doing this show didn't know what was going on in this show, so they didn't gel well.
Right.
They were just like the upper people were just trying to get them out, thinking, oh, everybody will just watch them because it's Marvel. No, we have to have some sort of interest to it.
They did have some decent shows. Like,
where's my cookie? Did you bring enough for the whole class?
Just brought me this, man. Don't be hating.
Let the man enjoy his cookies. But anyway, yeah. But honestly, it's like they did do some good shows. I really liked Cloak and Dagger. If you guys ever watched that one, I have not seen
the new ones.
No, it was one
Fox, wasn't it?
It was on Freeform,
okay,
which was like Fox's streaming before they bought Hulu.
Right.
You know, I would be curious to see, because he's sitting there saying that there is no superhero fatigue. I would be curious to see what the box office numbers for this first week of Superman versus Fantastic Four.
Right.
Who comes out ahead?
Right.
I Final Fantasy.
Final
Fantastic
Fantasy.
Four. That's FF, whatever. I think they will come out on top for right now, but yeah, in the long term, I'd like to see who gets the bigger numbers between the two.
Right. Well, and they said that Superman was kind of a reboot of the DCU.
It is a reboot. It's a straight reboot. All that came before is out, except for what's his name? John Cena's character.
Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, Peacemaker. He's
Peacemaker is somehow in both universes, and they're going to explain that in his new show, which I will watch because the first one was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, honestly, as much as you didn't like it, I say the guy that played Lex Luthor, I think he deserves an Oscar nomination for that role. Because, I mean, he was good,
yes, but I mean...
was he as good as the original Lex Luthor? No, but I mean, when you're talking about just modern stuff, yes, I think he was top notch.
Maybe it does hit that, like, since you're not... You know the characters, but you don't know the characters, kind of. Like, you don't know why this Lex hates him so much, and they just kind of give you a little blah blah about it, but like you don't feel invested because it hasn't been, we've watched this guy slowly, hate him for X, Y, and Z. You just dropped into it, and
it's basically because anytime Lex should have gotten, what do you call it? Like, he should have gotten recognition. Everyone kind of ignored what he was doing and focused on Superman. So it's basically just a giant case of jealousy.
Right. I don't know. I just think that, I think because of the way they did the story that, you don't get the, buildup of Lex, and, that's his main, like one of his main villains. So you don't get the buildup of it like you would if you'd done it like, a couple movies, get your feet wet, and then he's kind of in the background, and then you start seeing that he's coming more to the forefront type thing.
Well, Marvel's had the same kind of problem before. I mean, think about it. When their movies first started, I mean, it was Iron Man that really took center stage. It was Hulk that took center stage. But a lot of their villains were like two-dimensional. And that's also why Mickey Rourke said he wouldn't ever come back as Whiplash, because apparently when he signed on for Whiplash for Iron Man 2, they had a whole detailed background and they were going to give him this whole arc that was basically like almost like Killmonger's kind of story. And then they just toned it down to a two-dimensional character to give Robert Downey Jr. more screen time. And it was like that really... You can't say that Marvel hasn't done the same thing with taking their iconic villains and stripped them down, and it's just like,
I mean,
why do I care
now? Can you name Iron Man's big villain?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Mandarin, who was pretty much bastardized in Iron Man 3.
But like, for most of those characters, you can't think of like, you think Spider-Man, you think Doc Ock, you think Batman, you think Joker, like Iron Man. No fucking clue on what his main thing. I know you just said it, but like Hulk too. Like, what is his main like Abomination?
Yeah. Which is another thing I was really disappointed with, because they never really touched Abomination again until, was it Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings that you saw him again?
In She-Hulk. She-Hulk, he comes back.
Yeah, but that's still like damn near 20 years later.
I mean, they're tying into that old movie that they did with, Edward Norton. So, I mean, that's considered.
I mean, they brought Liv back at the end of Captain America, the new one with Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah,
they brought Liv Tyler back.
Finally, yeah, but she only had like just a brief cameo.
Right. But I mean, they also like at least name checked her and dropped her. Harrison Ford kept mentioning her through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, they at least acknowledged her. So even if they couldn't bring her back, they at least acknowledged that whole history, that whole movie that Edward Norton did.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the events of that movie.
They were talking about doing a movie where like the older with the whole multiverse thing going on, where they were talking about bringing like some of the older actors back like they've been doing. And I guess they asked Edward Norton to come back as Hulk for like just a couple of scenes, and I guess he actually has said he's not opposed to it, but he also is not jumping at the chance. I think it's just kind of like if
they're going to do it, it's going to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah,
because that's going to be like an amalgamation of all the universes coming together, fighting everybody. So they could do it still.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing back a bunch of the regular X-Men.
Yep.
Too. So
I know. What's his name? James Marsden has already said that he'd come back. So
Marsden said he'd come back. I know Grammer said he'd come back as Beast.
He's already back.
Well, yeah, I mean, but again,
back.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And actually, Professor Xavier himself, Patrick Stewart, is coming back too. I know we already saw him in the last Doctor Strange movie, but I guess he's coming back again. How many times can we kill off Professor X and he still comes back?
I'm just curious, why did they decide to, for that scene in Doctor Strange, they used Jim from The Office for Mr. Fantastic, but why didn't they keep him then? Because I know, like, before that movie came out, everybody was clamoring to have him play Mr. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, when the movie came... Exactly, and when Doctor Strange came out and everybody's like, saw him in that one brief scene, they're all like, oh, this is the new coming of the Fantastic Four and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then nothing. And now we got, Pedro Pascal or whatever his nuts is, and
whatever his nuts.
He's the new Chris Pratt. We're gonna throw him in fucking everything, and so.
Well, I think I think he got like too famous, like because he was doing his own show. He's got those ones on Amazon and everything. So I don't know if he
was he in the Bourne show, like the Bourne Identity, like
Right.
TV shows, and then he
Mhm.
did The Office, and then he's got his own movies. What was it, The Quiet Place? Did he do that one?
Yeah, he was in A Quiet Place, but okay, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that, but his character dies in the first one.
But he directed those movies.
Yeah,
He's
but he
the writer and the director of those movies.
Yeah, he came back, I guess, in a brief cameo in the second one, and then he directed the third one. I don't know if he
And then
directed
he
all of
also-
them, but I know he directed the third one.
And then he also did If with Ryan Reynolds and Steve Carell.
Maybe it was
You
just
know,
a scheduling conflict.
Maybe.
So,
But I mean, I like that they had, a different Reed Richards in that universe. And then, even this one, this is like I said, this is a totally different universe than what we're used to for like the Marvel continuity.
Right.
They even said
Skywalker is supposed to tie all that fucking shit together. Because I think I read somewhere that Kevin had said that in the later phases, because what are we going into, phase 6?
yes.
I think he said in the later phases going forward, they're going to kind of like slowly do away with the multi-universe bullshit. And I'm like, good, because I'm tired of like going, okay, now I have to watch this shit on Disney Plus, and now I have to go read this fucking comic book, and now I have to go see this movie, and now I have, to tie everything together. It's getting to be the point where it's like that meme where, he's got all those different charts and ropes tying everything together. I'm old, goddammit. Make it easy for me to remember this shit.
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters. Fictional characters. Am I getting through to you at all?
You used the wrong one.
That's whatever Koimiya X is talking about for you.
Well,
I mean, yeah, they're like you said, they're trying to trim it down to where you don't have to do a bunch of homework to go into some of these movies.
Yeah. That's a good phrase, homework. I don't need to do a bunch of homework just to watch a fucking movie.
I mean, just like, Thunderbolts, like most people didn't know those characters unless you had watched like all the shows that led up to it.
We all knew Bucky, and that was about it. And well, I mean, you did also know the red dude because he was in Black Widow's movie, but at the same time, it was like, oh yeah, that guy. There was no like emotional connection to him.
And then there's Bob.
Bob was awesome in that movie. No, let's be honest, he really was.
Good old Bob. Lone Star's son from Spaceballs.
Yeah. I forgot about that. He and actually isn't Bill Pullman his dad?
Yeah, that's what I just literally said. Lone Star's son.
Yeah.
No, well, you said Lone Star's son. I didn't
Yeah, from Spaceballs.
Pullman from Spaceballs, yeah.
Okay, shut up.
You have 2 ears. You may have only one eye, but you got 2 ears. Come on, use them.
Really?
The eye affects the hearing somehow.
I mean, I'm not subtitled. You're not reading what I'm saying here.
For that, I'm going to put subtitles on.
Oh, really? Really?
So.
But yeah,
wow.
I mean, the Marvel movies have definitely gone off, and yet the culmination is going to be Secret Wars, Battle World, where they're all going to come together, fight it out, and fight against Doom. And then
I'm curious though.
they'll have one stream probably coming out of it, and that's where you're like, out of the comics, that's where like Miles Morales and Spider-Man are together in one world because of that.
Here's my question though.
Okay.
Had not all that shit gone down with Jonathan Majors, and they continued on with the Kang dynasty, do you think Robert Downey Jr. would have been back as Doom?
They already said, Kevin Feige already said that people weren't feeling Kang, even though they had been kind of hyping him up, but he wasn't like a Thanos type character, big bad. So everybody wasn't like.
I don't think. See, he would have been a Thanos type character, big bad, had they given him more time to build it up. But I mean, you literally only saw him in what? Ant-Man and the Wasp, And then
that's when
Loki.
you finally saw him, like the the big bad Kang, and,
Right.
a little
Loki.
bit in Loki, yeah.
And that was it. I think if they had more time to build him up, because how long did they stretch Thanos out? He was introduced at the end of the first fucking Avengers movie. He was the post-credit scene.
Mhm.
Right.
And then it wasn't
He was
until
always in the back of your mind, and they were kind of building him up until he finally.
And I think that had all that shit not gone down with Jonathan Majors, and they had some proper time to build him up, he would have been the next big baddie.
Well, I
Mhm.
think
But-
Ant-Man. You said he's in the Ant-Man, but Ant-Man didn't do as well as they wanted it to. So they were kind of already like, oh, we need to pivot because audiences didn't like this.
I didn't mind Ant-Man 3. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't
Right,
the best.
but it was very convoluted and thrown together. I feel like if that's where you're going to introduce him, like, yeah, it wasn't done very well.
They just had some
Same thing
ideas
with
and threw them
Doctor
against the wall and
Strange,
said, "Let's see what sticks."
His one wasn't done very well, where you're finally introducing like the multiverse, like.
Well, really, you think they're going to bring back American Chavez?
I hope so.
She
America.
she was awesome in.
I think they will. I think she'll take a pivotal part in the next two
the new Avengers
to get them into like the new universe. So will the baby from Fantastic Four. That those two I think are going to make a pivotal thing in the end of.
And I would love for them to bring back what was the show they had on Disney, Hawk Girl or whatever, Hawkeye's daughter or whatever it was,
yeah, the second of her. Well,
yeah.
I think what they were doing with like those characters is they were trying to form a Young Avengers and put characters together.
Well, I think they're introducing them right now, and then Young Avengers is going to be like Phase 7 or Phase 8. And, because you also have Ironheart now.
Right. And,
and
all these people were kind of supposed to be like that. But then you've got, the new Avengers, you've got the Avengers. That's where Marvel always fell apart with me, with all the different, like, West Coast Avengers, East Coast Avengers, like,
the street level.
DC did the same thing with their Justice League too.
Yep.
But it always was like, okay, that's just too many fucking comics for me to read to try and keep up on these, and I don't really care about those characters per se.
Which I don't know if you watched the Ironheart yet.
I have not watched Ironheart. That's the only one I haven't watched.
They're pretty good. They were pretty good.
I know who they introduced finally, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
That actor, in my opinion, is highly underrated as an actual actor because everybody fucking knows him as Borat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they know him as. And like, if you go and watch some of the other movies and shit that he's done, that dude can act.
Yeah, he was in
hell.
Movies.
What was that movie? He was in Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and he actually like flexed his singing and acting muscle, and it was just like, this guy can actually be a character.
When he came in for that audition, that part, and Burton asked him if he could sing, he did like a whole scene from Fiddler on the Roof, and Burton was just like sold.
Which is funny because when he cast Johnny Depp, he said, "Hey Johnny, I'm going to cast you. You need to learn how to sing." And it's like, so Johnny didn't already know how.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he probably did like rock singing because he's been in a rock band, but he didn't know how to be
Right. And from what I heard, Depp didn't want to because Depp hates his own voice, and so
that's why he doesn't watch his own movies.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen or whatever his name is, like he's a tremendous actor.
Well, that's like with Robert Pattinson. Like so many people just know him as the dude from Twilight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you actually watch his body of work, Twilight sucks, and even he says Twilight sucks.
Right.
And he says that's the worst acting I ever did, and I'm like, yeah, it pretty much was. And then when you look at him in things like The Greatest Showman, or
he had more emotion in Harry Potter than he did in Twilight, and he fucking got killed in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like if you watch him in any other movie, it's like, good God, this guy can act, which is actually why Matt Reeves has said when he was writing this, he had thought about Robert Pattinson in other movies, not Twilight, and he was writing the Batman character with Robert Pattinson in mind because he was like, Bruce Wayne is almost like this, kind of recluse billionaire rock star kind of person, and I'm like, then that's exactly what they were going for in the Batman, and that's the kind of personality Robert Pattinson has, which is why he was so perfect as Batman.
It's like the one I actually
that Mickey 17 or whatever it is.
I wanted to see that and I never got to.
It's on streaming services. I really want to watch it because it looked really good, and it's got him in it. So
the wife and I just got into watching The Penguin.
Oh, fuck, The Penguin is... Mwah. Oh my God, is that...
The episodes that I've seen so far, I'm like, okay, I gotta watch. I'm like, boys, go to bed. I know it's only 5 p.m., but I want to watch this shit.
So I can binge watch this show, yeah.
You're almost like Bender when he was adopted all those kids. Like, time to hit the hay, but Dad, it's only noon. Get to bed.
Yeah, I kind of wish, and I won't spoil it, but that Batman doesn't actually show up. I wish they would have had that little, nod or whatever to the movie with him in there somehow, but they don't do that.
Well, that's what they did with the original Suicide Squad. The first one, they actually had Ben Affleck's Batman show up for a very brief cameo where he took out Deadshot.
Yep. Yeah.
And you actually hear it, like, that's where it actually built a little character because, I mean, he was like, Deadshot, don't do this in front of your daughter. And you saw that it's like that actually gave some emotional depth to Deadshot. That was about all that they had for it, but.
Well, I think they're also in that universe. I believe they're also doing a Clayface movie, a standalone Clayface movie, but it's going to be horror based. So it's not. It's going to be a rated R Clayface, and he's always been one of my favorite characters from like the animated Batman series. I always liked that, how they built him up and whatnot. So he's always been one that I was like, we never get to see him on screen.
And we have the technology now to do it.
Right. So I'm curious to see how they do that one. I can't remember if it's supposed to be in that universe or it's going to be brought into like the new DCU.
So, but yeah, I actually can't wait for that one. I know that they were saying they were going to do a Hawkgirl movie too, and I was like, let's just see how well other things go before we start throwing other superheroes in here. But I mean, if Superman is any indication, they're going to do more,
Right. And I think they're supposed to do one with the Green Lanterns too. They're supposed to get their own
with Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
With Fillion was great as Green Lantern and Superman.
Well, I mean, yes, the character that they put him as.
I like him as an actor. He's a pretty good actor.
He was in Superman, and he was fantastic. Oh, sorry.
I think he actually had a role. Okay, so that would make sense because James Gunn did Superman, and James Gunn did a movie back in the day called Super with Rainn Wilson and
wasn't he was in that, wasn't he? Wasn't he one
Nathan Fillion had a small role in Super as well, yes. But that's the point I was going at, is that that would explain why James Gunn is using him in Superman, because he was in Super. But
well, I think
I always liked him.
Gunn just uses kind of like Adam Sandler. You always see the same people with Adam Sandler. Same thing with James Gunn.
Well, is what's his nuts from Guardian of the Galaxy? Roy, not James Gunn's brother. Sean Gunn is always in his movies.
Yep.
But the dude, he was also in Walking Dead. He played Daryl's brother.
Yeah. Look at me, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. Is he in Superman?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I believe he voices one of the robots.
Okay.
4, I think.
Okay.
No, 4 is Alan Tudyk.
Oh, that's right. No,
Which
but
he's a great actor as well.
Yes, I love him.
You watched Resident Alien?
Yes, and I read all the comics on those just to get myself ready for when they started that show. I haven't
Because
seen
I saw that they
the
this
last
season that
2 seasons.
this season that they're on right now, they've said is the last season.
Yeah,
And it got
unfortunately.
canceled, but the director of the show said that he had a feeling going into this season that they wouldn't make it after this season. So he said they wrapped it up nicely just in case this
Okay,
was going to
good.
be the last season.
I like when they
So
do that, like so that you're not just left hanging or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a kind of short comic series too. I think there's only like 4 like arcs or whatever.
okay.
something like that. Yeah, but
I will be right back.
oh, okay. I was just gonna say, do you want to get go into the desk here? Hey, while we're waiting for him, Koimiya, what do you want to rant about this week? We usually do a segment called Koimiya's comments, and what have you got to say for this weekend?
You know, I was hoping you wouldn't fucking ask me because I am totally unprepared this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I honestly can say that this is a week where I don't have anything to rant about.
Wow, mark it on your calendars, folks.
Yeah. Well, you missed it earlier. Another thing to mark on your calendars is like I streamed earlier today with my son.
Yes.
I'm doing the show now. I might stream tonight. Yeah.
And what are you going to stream tonight?
I haven't quite decided yet. I don't know if I'm going to play more Rustler or something else. No, only if you want to see me get pissed off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I get pissed off, but that game is so fun. Like, I have completely put Donkey Kong onto the side. I keep thinking, oh,
which is amazing because all I've heard is nothing but like everybody saying, "Oh, Donkey Kong's game of the year, Donkey Kong's game of the year," and I'm like, "Have you played Clair Obscure?" You know,
I mean, Donkey Kong is good, but I'm like, I want to keep playing this game. It's got that hook of like, you know, I finally got double jump, so I'm like, oh, I can finally go explore and do this stuff. So I'm like, I want to keep playing that game.
Right.
But yeah, like
I was also thinking maybe
I've also just been lazy because that's been like my game I've been playing, so I don't want to switch out all my shit on Twitch. So I'll be like, I guess I'm playing that game.
I mean, I need to get back into Frag Punk. There's, like I said, Rustler. I was thinking about starting Rogue Galaxy because I've never played that. It's an RPG from like the PS2 era, I think, or something. It's on the PS Plus. It says you've played it. I'm looking right now. It says you own the damn game.
Okay.
Or maybe it's on PS4 originally. Anyway, and then also the Saga Frontier remaster. So I was thinking about doing like a laid back stream tonight. I don't know. Sandland, because you know me and Mem, we were talking about Sandland.
Rogue Galaxy is a really good one.
So
okay, well, since he can't do Koimiya's comments, that's totally fine. Neo Death, what about your segment here?
My streaming segment, Neo Death streaming segment.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my?
Do you want to do the streaming segment now, or do you want to do the honor deaths?
My streaming segment is just a small thing.
Okay.
Just have a video here, and hopefully the sound will play. I don't know if it will. I just had I wouldn't say small win, but I had a win last night in World of Warcraft. Let's see if this video will. My head was getting ahead of myself. See, now he's just sitting here chilling. He just got. Okay, boop, and he dies. So this is World of Warcraft, the Lich King. Yeah, we fucking got it! God, dude. So I finally got fucking invincible in World of Warcraft. It just took 16 fucking years to get it.
And how many tries?
For this month, I did it at least 62 to 65 times running that fucking dungeon. And I had just streamlined it this week because this is the last week. Once we hit Tuesday, this extra 5% drop rate on it goes away. So I was going to run all 50 of my fucking tunes through this, and I found a fast way to do it where it takes like 5 minutes setup, but I can get to the last boss without having to kill everybody else. So I was just gonna zerg the fuck out of it, and I think I did 7 or 8 runs already, and then it finally dropped on that one.
So, I mean, you kept fighting and getting and losing after 16 years, but after you picked yourself up and
I didn't hear no bell.
When it dropped, I was so fucking excited because I almost thought like, oh shit, this thing's gonna pass me by and I'm not gonna get this thing. And I had friends that had already gotten it to drop. And I was trying to put out positivity. Every time I would run the dungeon, I would wish, the general players good luck. Trying to put out the vibes, but
So, funny story. Since we're talking celebrations here, I've got one as well.
Okay.
Let me find it here.
But
I mean,
go buy World of Warcraft, install it on your computer, and join the online sensation before we all murder you.
I didn't know you were going to be ready right at that second. Otherwise, I wouldn't have played that.
But I got the platinum for Diablo 4. Finally. The platinum trophy on that. So I've 100%ed that. Well, no, I haven't 100%ed that because of the DLC, but the main base game is done. 100%. Biggity bam.
Congratulations.
I forgot to put an applause one on here. So
that was my 4th plat for 2025. Nice. So, yeah, I was really happy.
And are you gonna 100% it? Or are you gonna try and do the DLC? Or
I'm thinking about it. I have not fully committed to it yet, but it has crossed my mind.
All right. Okay. Now,
that's all I had for my little, streaming segment. I'm like, I got to bring that up because
we'll need to get like an intro and an outro to all of our segments. But yeah, work in progress. Yeah. But
I kind of do them when I do them in post. When I do the editing, I put up some graphics, but that's about all I got right now.
All right. So, all right. Now we do have to pivot here into some sad news. So
maybe we can finally get Trump this time. Can we get Trump to this week?
Oh, so close. So you kicked yourself off of that.
I clicked the wrong button.
We'll do the big ones last year, but let's start with some of the smaller ones here. So the former lead singer of the Grammy-nominated music group has died. Robbie Pardillo, the former singer of the R&B group City High, died at the age of 46. They only had
who the fuck that is. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
So they had a song a long time ago, back in I want to say it was like 1999 or maybe like 2001. They were actually signed to Wyclef Jean's label, and they did a song called "What Would You Do?" And it was basically like, "What would you do if your son was at home crying all over the bedroom floor because he's hungry?" If you remember that song.
That's them? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I know that song. Okay.
Yeah. The only way to feed him was to sleep with a man for a little bit of money, and his daddy's gone. Yeah. That's her that sings, and he was the lead singer.
Sing that.
Yeah. I used to do a lot of rapping. I can do this kind of stuff.
Right, but you got the lyrics like rolling around in your head. Like I don't.
I have ADHD and a very low, like a what do you call it? Like a very low, personal.
It lives rent free in your head.
Yes, I think I've heard the song maybe just like 4 times in my life, and those lyrics just stuck in my head.
No, you got this your ringtone.
No, what? But yeah, he passed away at a young age. I'm 46. That's about our age. That's really sad. I don't know.
That's less than a year.
Yeah, the cause of death has not been disclosed. As we all know, he was with Wyclef Jean's label Booga Basement. Sorry,
that's easy for you to say.
Yeah. released their self-titled album, which featured the 2001 hit and Carmel, which is one that I'd never heard. Their success earned them a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or a Group in 2002, but the group disbanded in 2003. And that's why we haven't heard anything from them, because they're not around anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it's not the only one by a long shot.
This week, wow.
Julian LaFay, the legendary developer known as the father of Elder Scrolls. I think he actually was battling cancer, but yeah, passed away at the too young age of 59. You know, and you think about like, you know, Oblivion, Skyrim, a lot of these games. I mean, he pretty much paved the way for a lot of RPGs the way that we play them today.
Yeah.
And that's really sad. I mean, he had such a huge impact on the industry, but it's another one taken way too soon. I couldn't find the two that we talked about. There were some music people that had passed away too, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was another jazz person.
Not the big one.
Chuck Mangione died, which is a lot of, you know, they always referenced him on King of the Hill.
Chuck Mangione?
Yeah, Chuck Mangione died, and then I don't know if he was the singer or the guitar player, but the dude from Golden Earring who did Radar Love, he passed away.
You say Golden Earring?
Golden Earring, yep.
Yeah, because I was trying to pull it up, and I was like, why can I not pull up these? Let me just pull this up here.
George Coumans? Here, I got this.
Was it George Fisher? George Corp? No.
Hang on.
This...
message. There's the article. That's Golden Earring. He was the guitarist, it looks like.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if he was the
guitarist.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I got a couple of them pulled up here. Okay, already a subscriber. No, I'm not.
Get out.
We'll do this one, because NBC is not going to make me pay for shit. At least not yet. Yeah, Chuck Mangione died at 84. I mean, at least he got to live a pretty long life here. Yeah, he was part of King of the Hill, and he was referenced in King of the Hill pretty extensively.
Which always cracks me up.
Yeah. Then, hit making guitar player, rock guitarist, dead at 77, saying I was a massive fan. George Coumans, I don't know how to say that. Golden Earring, who wrote Dutch band's biggest hits. I don't know if he did it.
No, they were a Dutch band.
Yeah, I don't think they did a whole lot, but according to this, he did the massive hit Twilight Zone, which topped the Billboard top in 1982. The group formed in 1961.
Yep. That and Radar Love. Those are their two big hits.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I don't want to really go past these ones. Let's just get this one out of the way here. I will miss Hulk Hogan, the fictional character.
Yes.
Terry himself, it can fuck himself.
Yes.
Hulk, yes. Terry, no. But yep. So Hulk Hogan. I don't know. Did they actually say what he died of yet?
Cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest.
Yep. Cardiac arrest.
Yep. So I mean, who doesn't remember, trying to be the Hulkster, with ripping their shirt and being like, "Oh, Hulkamania," I mean, think of like not just world wrestling, but think of like a lot of like entertainment in general. How much did the Hulk actually, inspire a lot of not just with the ring, but with like the comedy and a lot of the over the top acting kind of stuff. How many people were basing their performances on Hulk? And I'll never forget the cameo that he had in Gremlins 2, like yelling at the Gremlins in the projection booth.
Yeah. I forgot he did that until someone brought it up, and I rewatched the reel. I was like, oh yeah.
Now, it is worth noting he also was a union-busting bastard. Hated unions. He actually stopped, I guess, the Wrestling Federation from forming a union. he would work against people for forming unions, and he was, for better or worse, he was also a big MAGA supporter, like massive MAGA supporter.
Oh yeah, I mean, it almost became idiocracy with him.
Well, one thing that cracked me up too is he came out with that beer line. What was the brand of beer that all the right wing was boycotting because they had the transgender spokesperson for?
Oh,
like
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Bud Light.
So here's the Hulk comes out. Well, Terry comes out with this real American beer. Guess who fucking makes it?
Anheuser-Busch.
Yep. It's literally Bud Light just repackaged so that to satisfy the
crybabies,
the mega crybabies. Yeah, that it's that cracked me up too.
Yeah. He also was known to be dropping the N-word more than a few times.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few. And not in a way where where anybody would really support. Yeah. So for those guys, again, I don't know if you were here, Neo-Death, when we decided this, but we were deciding we'll do controllers. We'll do controllers up at the end, but for the Hulk, we will say controllers up for Hulk, fingers up for Terry. So Terry.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a part of the childhood, but yeah, the person behind you, that personality, can go fuck themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then one more before we get to the big one here. Another one that really hurt this week. Malcolm Jamal Warner died actually in a drowning accident. Apparently he and his daughter and another swimmer were out there, and there's signs all over Costa Rica that say, like, the unpredictable currents and stuff like that. But he got,
wasn't it?
Yeah. He got swept out, and apparently he did everything to save his daughter. She's in, last I heard, she was in serious condition. The other guy, they didn't know if he was going to survive, but Malcolm died.
Oh, I did not hear about the other two. I just heard about him.
Yep.
I didn't know he was trying to save his daughter and everything.
Yep. Now, I don't know if she got swept out and he ran out to save her and got pulled under, or...
That's what had happened.
Okay, so they weren't just out there having a good time.
They were out there swimming and having a good time, but then I had heard that she got caught up in the riptide and he went to save her.
Go back up a little bit. There's a little blurbs right there. Need to know. Confirm that daughter was not in the water with him when he drowned. Another man swept into the current, made it out of the water. Warner's cause of death is confirmed.
Asphyxiation by submission.
Okay. Submersion. Yeah.
God, that's got to be one of the scariest ways to fucking die.
It's got to be. I've always thought about that. It's got to be the worst fucking way.
One of that or burning to death. Like, I could not imagine being.
I think I'd rather have burning over just that feeling of not being able to, breathe and being underwater.
That's just it. I think that burning to death, the 95. I think you die before you burn to death because the smoke suffocates you. So it would be the same as drowning.
But like the smoke, doesn't it? Like it just cuts you off. Like you knock out before you die. Whereas drowning, you're literally, trying to breathe, trying to swim, whatever, and I don't think you knock out. I think you just,
yeah, maybe.
They both suck.
One of the there's no good way to die, but except in your sleep. I think sleep would be the best way to go.
That's the best way. There was a book I was reading recently where it was a couple. And the way they would say, I love you or, a good night at the same time is, I hope you die in your sleep because, it's a peaceful way to die. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I did it a couple times to the wife because she was reading the same book and she's like, you're weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And yeah, true. And then just the last one here, the
last one that hurts the most, which I was not expecting. And when the wife said it, I'm like, no fucking way. And you can go to social media. It's all over fucking social media. I'm like, shit.
I saw it on social media first, and I was like, "Oh, this has to be a prank. There's no way this is real." And then I saw it instantly like blow up. I'm like, "Fuck,"
Right.
And he just did his last show.
That's what I was telling the wife. I'm like, he just did that show literally like 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and I'm like, wow. At least we got that show, I guess. I mean, I had a hard time watching it when he finally went on stage, and he has to be in the seat, and I've seen a bunch of people do videos of him, trying to get up because he wanted to, but couldn't, and they made him stay in the seat.
Strapped in, so
right. It was hard watching some of that, him trying to sing.
Well, yeah, when he did Mama, I'm Coming Home, it was like that was heartbreaking in more than one way. Because, I mean, it didn't sound like Ozzy with like that Mama, I'm coming. And it was like, Mama. And it was like, but you could feel the heart was there. And it was like his whole soul was in that song at that time. And I was just like, that's why that's so iconic. And like somebody was saying, like, when you go watch people like Ozzy or, Black Sabbath or any of these aging bands, it's like if they say they're doing a final show, you don't go there for an off the rails, completely amazing performance. You go there to pay homage.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, they also said that, he was had Parkinson's and was on a lot of pain pills, but
he stopped taking them.
That show, he stopped taking them so that he was in the moment and could do the best he could, even though he was in probably a ton of pain. Yeah, but he wanted to do the show and finish it out.
Well, yeah, because he said once he took those pills, it was all numb and he couldn't sing. He could barely talk. A lot of times it was like those, And he said, I chose pain and rock over peace and numbness.
And then on top of that, he didn't keep a cent of it. He donated all the money to the fucking charity.
Yep. Yeah, I think they made $190 million.
Yeah, so it's going to Parkinson's research and children's hospitals.
Yeah.
Yep. And we can go ahead and play this part here. I'm going to try and do it without the sound so we don't get hit for it.
I mean, we still get hit even without the sound.
It seems like.
The last one you did with Mortal Kombat got a copyright on my YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
but they let it go through. You just can't monetize it for whatever reason. I don't understand.
We're making so much money on our shows,
right? I never understood that. I see other people doing reviews or bringing up other people's stuff, and I don't get it. But
yeah, so if you see here, he is strapped to that chair, and I don't think it's right here, but he is trying to get up a few times.
Well, I know
I think it was when he first went on stage.
Well, there was at the very beginning, and then at the very end, I've seen a clip where he's like trying to pull at the straps, and he even turns to the side and shouts to one of the crew members, "Let me fucking stand!" And because he wanted to like, stand with the rest of the band,
right?
So.
Yeah, there was actually a thing too where I guess at the very end of this, at the very end of his performance, they kind of walk off stage and it looks like they just leave Ozzy sitting there. But that's when the camera cut. It turned out they were letting him just bask in the glory of this for the last time. And the guy that was doing it actually said he really just went to go get the cake.
Yeah,
because they gave Ozzy a cake at the very end. And did you know? I didn't know this, but I guess Sharon is retiring from the music industry. She's not going to be managing any more bands. But did you know it was actually Sharon that came up with the idea for Ozfest?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that until just recently. It was her idea for Ozfest, and that's why she managed Ozfest the entire time. Apparently, Jacoby Shaddix caused some problems there from Papa Roach. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No.
remember that one.
2001, like right at the beginning of Papa Roach's fame. They got invited onto Ozfest, and they were at an outside convention in New Jersey. And one of the things Jacoby has said is, unless you're in a wheelchair or you've got some sort of issue with your legs that you can't stand, he hates seeing chairs at a rock show. He thinks the people should be, jumping and, this kind of stuff. Well, at the very beginning, he said that there were some bleacher areas, and he encouraged people to pick up mud and whip it at this bleacher area, which ended up hitting a lot of people who were in the seated section.
I wonder if that was at one of the shows I've been at, because back in Illinois, you had the Alpine Center, and then you had another one in Illinois, the Tinley Park one. And every time I went to Ozfest, it always became a war between the people in the grass and the people sitting in the seats. And you would just see sod going back and forth between the two. I remember I got hit by one of them, and I was not a happy camper, but I continued watching. But it was always like, oh, Jesus Christ, do we have to do this every
They just saw you and they're like, I'm going to go for the tall guy.
It always became a war between the two. I'm sure it was the same thing at the Alpine, because it's kind of the same setup there. But I never went to one at the Alpine.
Yeah, well, he encouraged people to pick up mud and just chuck it over there, which apparently caused a riot to break out. So they had to temporarily shut down Ozfest, and then I guess Jacoby and one of his producers, like, he hid in the trunk and then was trying to get out of there, but they stopped him at the gate, and they turned him back, and he said that he was brought into Sharon's makeshift office, and he hasn't said exactly what happened, but Jacoby was like, I got put in my place. I was given a very turn talking to. But they did continue on, so she didn't kick him off of the tour for that. But I'll bet he said, I got a stern talking to by Sharon. I'll bet that was like one more incident with you and you're out.
Right. Yeah, that was like a yearly thing in the 2000s. Like, I would always look forward to going to see Ozfest, seeing new bands, and when it first started, they weren't as organized. Like, they would have separate stages, but you'd have like people on the main stage, people on the side stage, and they'd be going on at the same time, and you're like, well, fuck, who the fuck do I go see? And they eventually got it worked out where they would rotate through 3 stages so you could see all the bands you wanted to see without sacrificing. But those first ones were kind of chaotic. That's where I got into a lot of bands. Disturbed was on there. Papa Roach, you had Union Underground, you had a lot of these bands that no one
Union Underground.
Turn me on, Mr. Deadman. I love them.
Have you ever heard of Professional Murder Music?
No, I have not heard.
You should check them out sometime. They're pretty good.
Okay.
I
know there was Eminem's album Music to Be Murdered By, but that's all I've heard.
The band is called Professional Murder Music.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one. Were they on Ozfest?
Oh, hell, I don't know.
Okay.
I found them on some like compilation CD I got at Hot Topic back in the day.
Back when Hot Topic was cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you found music. You either were at the shows or you get those CDs or soundtracks. That's why I picked up a lot of these things. Or like, I remember specifically I was at my first Ozfest was probably 99 or 2000, somewhere in there. I'm dating myself again. But there was a song that played and I didn't know the band or who it was. So I would go to Best Buy and just buy CDs trying to find this song, and I think it was Union Underground that and Disturbed, like those were the two that, like, that's how I found them, is through that.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember this. Professional Murder. Okay, so their first album came out in 2001, and they had a cover. That was how I found them. Is they did a cover. The song "A Night Like This" by The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Professional Murder Music did a cover of that. And that's how I found them. Because they were on a compilation from Hot Topic. And, So.
Was that all they did? Was the one and done?
No, I've got them pulled up on Spotify right now. They had one out in 2001, 2003, 2005.
Okay.
It looks like they put out a single in 2013. They had 2 singles in 2021 and a single in 2022.
Okay. Nice.
So it looks like they've only had 3 full albums, and that was in 2001, 2003, and 2005.
Okay.
So
well,
But
yeah, I'll never forget like a lot of the stuff that Ozzy did though with a lot of the entertainment, because not just music. I mean, he was also had the show The Osbournes. He did so many cameos in so many movies. I forgot he had a cameo in Little Nicky until it was just recently put up there.
Well, he did a commercial for World of Warcraft. Didn't he have a character in World of Warcraft?
Yes.
He had a character in World of Warcraft, and I think he also had a character in Brutal Legends, didn't he?
Yeah, because they were giving that game away for free for 666 minutes. Yeah, and
and the people in World of Warcraft want a NPC of him somewhere in Icecrown, where I ran that raid. Just to memorize him, memorialize him.
Yeah. And remember the Osbournes, and remember he also had, I mean, not just that, but he worked a lot with children. I couldn't believe until just recently that he had done so much work with like children and like helping underprivileged children, you know, get the music and get arts into the classroom so that they can, you know, that they can learn to become musicians, or they can learn to become whatever they want, you know. I recently saw one where I guess he went into a classroom, and the classroom had all practice, and they did on those little xylophone things, you know, where you do that. Like they did Crazy Train on there, and it was like the whole class was like, you know, all aboard, ha 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 ha, and then they literally went like ding ding, and did like the whole Crazy Train in front of him and Kelly. Yeah. And I was like, that is so freaking awesome, you know, and he loved it.
I know he also did, you know, the Mac Sabbath, the McDonald's Black Sabbath. He got to watch them and was totally enamored by them, and was laughing about it.
He also sold part of the rights to No More Tears to Johnson & Johnson for them to sell baby shampoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was like little kids going like, no more tears. And it was baby shampoo that they were promoting.
Wow. I did not know that one. Okay.
All right. But yep, let's do this. I don't like doing this, but all right. Yep. So to all of them, except for Terry, Hulk Hogan, but not for Terry.
Right.
Controllers up. And thank you for being such an iconic part of our childhoods. Thank you for all of the entertainment. Horns up for Ozzy. Yep. Thank you for everything you did for us.
And then we also got this. Please check on your 80s kids. We are not okay right now.
We're not. We're not.
Man, was it a hit this week.
I don't like having to do these. You know, what was this one here? Like 76 years of taking drugs, 71 years of training at the gym. Choose wisely. I saw another one. So 76, he died at 76, and Richard Simmons died at 76. So just do what you want, obviously.
Right? Like, I mean, same thing with like, I saw another one, you know, the Grim Reaper, like we have here, this one, but it's, I'm trying to get Keith Richards, and fuck, I got Ozzy. Like, how the fuck is Keith Richards still the fuck alive?
Mm-hmm. I remember one that was like that exact thing, but it said, "Is Keith Richards even in this fucking machine?" All right, but yep. So we are a video game show. I know we don't have a ton of time left. I know Koimiya, you're probably going to start getting some text here. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Not yet, but soon-ish.
Oh, so
we actually got a good half hour that I could go, but I mean, we've already gone 2.5 hours.
Right. So let's start here. Supermassive Games announces more layoffs and delays Directive 8020. That is the new the Dark Pictures anthology game that was set to come out Halloween of this year and is now being delayed until sometime next year.
Do you even think this game's going to come out?
I'm not sure at this point because, I mean, it was announced.
So they're developing this game. They've got a fucking release date in, 3 months? and then all of a sudden mass layoffs, and now the game's delayed. Like,
is it mass layoffs or is it just okay?
Still
After
just-
36 of their colleagues and a delay. So okay,
like that's
a good.
you don't know. I don't know how big their studio is or how many they had on the game, but still, like, layoffs all of a sudden hit 3 months before it's about to come out, and then you just say maybe it's coming out in 2026. You don't even give us like a time frame or anything.
I want to know why they wouldn't give this game the release and then do the layoffs like most studios
like,
do.
What happened that all of a sudden they're just gonna lay off a bunch of people and delay the game?
Like, clean the fuck out of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, it's not like
you
this
have
year
a
hasn't
set
been marred
fucking
by
release date when this is coming out, and it follows, all your other stories. That
okay. Yeah. So, well, it's Supermassive Games. Their latest statement addresses the new layoffs. The developer addresses how challenging it has been to navigate the industry and to adapt to the constant changes. And they have made difficult decision and begin a redundancy process. So, but I'm like, what were these 36 people doing that is redundant? And now all of a sudden, because of the layoffs, you have to delay a game that was 3 months out. This new round of layoffs, the Little Nightmares 3 developer expects to lose 36 of their employees. The statement added that they remain focused on their projects and delivering their best to their community. Supermassive Games will be pushing the launch of Directive 8020 to 2026, which was previously planned for October of 2025. This additional time will help them fine tune. But I'm like, you don't need to fine tune it. You had the people to do it. Now
you don't. So
now you don't.
Now you're trickle working on it or something. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And they
like,
gave a
just
whole
keep those
statement
people
here.
on and let them finish the game and then lay them off, like all the other fucking companies are doing. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think, unfortunately, that whole line, I don't think does a whole lot. I mean, they're fun games. I like them. I like your choice depends on what happens in the game, and gives you different endings. I've always liked those, and I've played like all of them and platted them except for like the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wasn't the biggest fan of the last one, which was The Devil in Me.
I've never played them. I think I've started one, but never finished them.
But I like how it says that there is no impact on the development of Little Nightmares 3. And I'm like, this is one that they took over from another development studio. This isn't even their own original IP. But there's no delays to that one. But yet, like, their bread and butter
maybe
here.
It's a shift. They figure that Little Nightmares 3 is a bigger game. So they're shifting all their resources into that. And then they'll come back to this one type
Maybe.
thing.
It could be.
Because, I mean, I see Little Nightmares 3 as a bigger IP than these games.
Well, I see. This is like an anthology series. So people love the Dark Pictures anthology, but it's not following one timeline like Little Nightmares. Well, even Little Nightmares jumps timelines, but at the same time, it's more name recognition, because a lot of people say, "Oh, did you play The Devil in Me? Did you play House of Ashes? Did you play Man of Medan?" And they sound like different games, not realizing it's all one thread.
Right. And
That's why
Little
Nightmares
like
1, Little Nightmares 2.
We've never had like a game that kind of has that same narrative running through it. But I mean, they also lost the head guy that was, the narrator through that. I can't remember who it was, but it's another famous person.
The curator, yeah.
Yeah, the guy that plays him is a pretty big name. So, yeah, I'm guessing it's just, like I said, because they're focusing on Little Nightmares 3 and trying to get that out probably around that same time, isn't it?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has an official date yet, but I know it's roughly about the same time. Or
it does, because you can pre-order it the last, 2 weeks ago when we talked about it?
Yeah, when they did that big reveal.
Yeah.
Let me look that up. Little Nightmares 3 release
I want to
date.
say it's September or October too. It's like right around there.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So the release date for this one is October 10th. So this was going to come out the 10th, and that was going to come out the 25th.
Right. So I'm guessing it's more of a push to get this out and polished over the other game. Plus, you have the layoffs for whatever they said redundancy.
What is a redundancy thing? Is it like, you're getting rid of your coffee runner?
Yeah. Coffee runner, or like, they're both working on character models. I don't know.
But yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of tired about talking about layoffs, but every time they happen, it's just like, fuck, why is this industry getting hit so hard?
I mean, that's how this industry actually is. Now, a lot of people don't realize it. They're just like, the car industry, where they've got these ups and downs where they go through the business. And, a lot of people jump from studio to studio because of this. And I've read some books and stuff onto it, like it all the way back to even the 80s and 90s. It's been like this, and that they need to push more for starting to get their own unions, and a lot of them are starting that now, just so you don't have this, where you're hiring and firing mass people, and you can bring back the people so that they know that they have a job to come back to,
where they don't need people like Hulk going in there and busting the fucking unions.
Yes.
which is why we say
that pissed me off. I didn't know that about him. That makes me even more mad about him.
Controllers up for Hulk Hogan, fingers up for Terry. Yeah, the next one that we had here. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but Brian, you are actually part of this now. The Switch 2 launch has helped boost U.S. video game spending to a record June high. The new console sold 1.6 million units just in the month of June.
Well, yeah, were we just talking about like where they had an article where the beginning of the year they're like, oh, the all-time low sales, and then you come to this and all of a sudden it's like all-time highs. It's all about the games when they're released, and usually the beginning of the year is always the dry season, right? You may get a smattering here and there, but it's not till you hit like the summer, September, October that it goes sky high.
Oh yeah, and they want to. It's usually the fall because they want to get them out in time for Christmas.
Blow that picture back up.
I feel like Peach is mocking me.
I feel like Peach is riding Bender as a motorcycle.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep, I can see it. Funny. I didn't see it until you said it. Now that's all I see.
Now you can't unsee it. Well, that that plus like just the games that have come out recently has been
so
fantastic.
Yeah, if we go here, it says spending on the industry products increased 22% in June of 2025 compared to the last year, which is a huge boost. And while the year's overall spending is still slightly behind 2024's, just by 2%, things are looking up thanks to the Switch 2. Now here, I can't really get it to come up here too much here, except for maybe doing that. Yeah. Yeah, so the total video game sales, this is just numbers here. But when you look at in comparison, look at this. So total video game market projected by total. So this is 4,000, and then you got 27. So that's a jump.
They're only down by 2%.
Negative
2%.
So. Yeah, video game content. Look at how much this jumped. So I think that 2025 is giving the gaming industry a shot in the arm that it needed here. Overall change of negative 3%. So this is, but hopefully things keep on this upward trend.
That's what happens when you have a new system that comes out. It's going to rejuvenate things. It's going to get, people trying to get new games on said system, whether they're Cyberpunk 2077, they'll rejuvenate some of their interest in some of those older games on this new system.
I think
usually.
also, if you think about it, there's a lot of sales going on. Like PlayStation has their summer sales
Yep.
where you can save up to 75% on certain games. And I'm not going to lie,
Summer
you know
Games
what?
Fest.
You know what I almost bought the other day? Just to see how shitty it could be.
Oh, boy.
I almost bought Mind's Eye because it's on sale.
Is it?
But
I
it
didn't know
is.
that one was on sale.
Yeah.
For how much off?
I think it's down to $45.
Oh, ouch.
So yeah, from like
Yeah.
60 to 45.
Right.
And I almost bought it just to see, but I did not pull that trigger. But
Okay.
the thought did cross the mind.
Yeah. I know I watched Memory.
Yeah, Mem was streaming it.
Yeah, I watched him play it a little bit.
That's what I kind of was thinking. Like, it didn't look that bad as just, all right, let's play this shitty game just for the lulz, like.
Right.
Yeah.
How badly can we fuck up this system?
Right. So I almost broke down and got that, but didn't.
Okay.
I might still. It's on sale until the end of this month.
I was just say there's actually a lot that's on sale right now that
There
online
is.
list, like the Final Fantasy whole remaster trilogy, whatever.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I might actually have to buy that now.
So, yeah. It does say later in this article, it says, so the Switch 2 is doing incredibly well. We'll likely hear more sales figures at Nintendo's next financial briefing, which is due in August, which was another thing I was going to bring up here. Looks like they're going to be doing a Nintendo Direct in August. They haven't set an exact date, and they haven't said exactly what games will be
Is it
about.
August? Like, everybody was speculating that it was going to come next week or the end of July, either this week or next week. There was heavy rumors, but yeah, I guess August would be it too. And
next week is August.
Well, yeah. So they're also saying that it's probably going to be Pokemon based because they've got a new game coming out with that, and a new bundle supposedly with the Switch because it was put out on Best Buy.
Yep.
So.
And here's the top games between 6/1 of 25 and 7/5 of 25. Yep.
Yeah.
Which honestly, nobody was surprised to see any of these on here. So,
So we got what? Mario Kart.
Mario
Shock of
Kart.
shocks.
Cyberpunk was the only one that I was a little like, wow, is it that high? Because I thought Cyberpunk would be a little further down, but
No, because I mean it's hasn't been on a Nintendo system.
not true.
So that's why. Same with that's why Hogwarts Legacy is back in the list, because they just did a Switch 2 release for that. I've seen commercials for it on TV, and my wife was even like, "Why are they showing commercials for that now?" And I'm like, "Because it's out on the Switch 2."
Because reasons.
And so, but yeah, that's why Cyberpunk's all the way up there, because if you only had a Nintendo system, you haven't played it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
right. Or you like I said, like it's a new system. You need something to play on it if you really, I want to take this system with me or whatever. So you got to buy some sort of games with it. You can't just, have the one game like I did. So I got Donkey Kong.
And if you haven't played, if you haven't
for Donkey Kong,
if you haven't played Cyberpunk, it is a really good game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I played it when it first came out. It was
Oh, me too. I was actually a day one purchase for me. Another one that I purchased on day one that got royally shit on and now is like one of the greatest games ever, kind of like Cyberpunk, was No Man's Sky.
Yep.
That was a day one purchase for me, and
it was, and that one like really blue skied it on what they were trying to do, and then when it came out, you're like, well, where's all the shit you said we could do?
But now, I mean, you want to talk about
they definitely fulfilled what their promise was,
and more so, like if you want to talk about a great redemption story, that one right there, No Man's Sky is it.
Yeah, a lot of the games on there on the PlayStation that I'm seeing, that are just off my list are like 30% off. A lot of them still. So I know you had your background there at one time for Forspoken. That's 70% off.
Have you played that?
I
No, that was
haven't, but I've
gonna
heard
be
good things.
it was going to be a day one that I bought, and I pre-ordered it, and then they had that snafu where they were changing the date, and they're like, if you don't tell us, we're canceling your pre-order and giving you your money back. And I'm like, but I pre-ordered it. Obviously, I want it, and then I never got the game. So
I mean, I don't know what the asking price is with that discount, deep of a discount. What is the asking price for it?
let me bring it back up. It is $28.49, and that's
And
the
is that like
deluxe.
I was gonna say, is that the deluxe edition?
That's the deluxe edition, because that's
that
the
in my
edition I wanted.
in my opinion, that's a great price for that game. So
I mean, I'd like to play that one. I just haven't had a chance to.
I enjoyed it.
Well, I do have a copy of it. It looks like, so they probably had it on the PlayStation Plus at one time for us to play.
They might have.
I have a version of it, and I'm like, I didn't buy it. I would have bought the deluxe,
like a free play day or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, moving kind of what goes in with what we were talking about with the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch 2 is now considered the fastest selling game hardware in US history. 1.6 million units were sold during its launch in the US alone, and 82% of buyers got Mario Kart World with it.
Well, that's because it was the smart move to buy it that way.
Right.
Like, to buy it in the bundle, you save $30 and you got a game with it, so you could play something Nintendo
right away. Honestly, I honestly think they either should have pushed the release of Donkey Kong up, or they should have pushed the release of the Switch 2 back.
Those sales would have been even more had they had Donkey Kong as the bundle and or on release day. Like, and if you got to play, like if you had a demo or something in game so that we could try it beforehand, because man, that game is just so fucking fun. Like I said, I just haven't gotten back to it because I've been sucked into Shadow Labyrinth. Yeah.
The Dark Pac-Man game.
Yeah, and I didn't realize what you were talking about with like it being Souls-esque, and now I see it now where you have to kind of dodge or you're just fucked in that game. It starts out like normal difficulty. You're like, I can take all these things and turn into the mech and fuck things up. But as you get further in, yeah, you definitely have to fucking dodge.
So, which is, I really like that this has done so well. I mean, it says spending on the hardware is up a whopping, kind of a recap of what we had there, reaching 978 million and greatly surpassing the previous monthly recorded from June of 2008 of 608 million. In total, the Switch 2 sold 1.6 million units in the US in launch month, beating the PlayStation 4's previous sales record of 1.1 million units in November of 2013. Unshockingly, it was the best-selling console of the month, both in terms of units and dollar sales.
I'd like to see the numbers for like holiday season on the Switch 2.
Yeah, true.
And still, like Koimiya, you posted that picture. You walked into a Walmart and you could just buy it. Like the availability is there.
There was 4 of them in stock, and by the time I took that picture, somebody was buying one.
Yeah. The check's still in the mail for that.
I'm still waiting. Okay. I'm still waiting.
Hey, if you're gonna start buying people consoles, I could use one of those checks.
Yep,
too.
Checks in the mail for you too. Just
why you've got my PayPal? You can just direct it to me.
No, I still do checks.
Oh, okay. You do checks now.
No, I hardly wrote a check when I had a checkbook. Like, I hated that.
So did I. I mean, if you were to give me a checkbook now, I'd actually have to probably sit there and think, oh, that's right. This is how you do it. I usually just call people up and like, I'll give you my card.
Right. I'm so glad that was the way, because I hated writing checks.
But we do have one more story here that I think is just kind of a fun one to go out on here. So especially since we had so much sadness here with all the deaths. Nintendo continues to insist that Mario and Peach are not a couple; they are just good friends.
What?
Friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
What the?
Not even friends with
Who
benefits.
comes up with their continuity? Like, how are they just friends? Like, he's going from castle to castle just for a friend? Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Weren't they going to even get married in a game? Wasn't one of the games that how it started? It was Bowser crashed their fucking wedding.
Yes.
Wasn't that Odyssey?
Yeah. I want to say it was Odyssey. Yeah. Was it?
I think it was Odyssey.
Yeah, because they had the amiibos. I have all the amiibos of them in like wedding gowns or.
I wonder if they're trying to say this current iteration of Mario and Peach are just good friends. They're not saying it's always been like that.
I don't know.
Because
their continuity is so fucked up.
Yeah. But it says we've seen Mario risk his life to save Princess Peach and vice versa. We've seen Peach plant a few smooches on Mario as well. Right. It would be crazy to think that there's a little it would be crazy to think that there's a little romance between the two. But as far as Nintendo is concerned, that is simply not the case. Numerous times over the years, we've seen Nintendo mention that Mario and Princess Peach are nothing more than friends. Despite what fans have pieced together from games and other lore, it appears the duo likes to keep it strictly platonic. And and Nintendo has... Benefits. Well, no, it says right up here, not even FWB.
Damn, but it's not even getting that after fucking going castle to castle to fucking save her and having to take on Bowser? Okay.
Hearing that fucking Toad dude go like, thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. It's like, you know. As mentioned in a recent post, Nintendo Today, Nintendo has said that Mario and Princess Peach are good friends and help each other out when they can. Isn't that sweet? That's all there is to it in Nintendo's eyes. Fan fiction be damned. Will their relationship ever officially change one day? Stranger things have happened. But a romantic outcome for the iconic duo seems all but impossible by this point. Weren't they actually a couple in the cartoon? The like late 80s, early 90s cartoon?
No.
Or were they just part of the group?
They were a group, yeah. You're talking about the one that had the Captain Lou Albino live action in between? Yeah. Yeah, no, they weren't a couple in that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's always been assumed, or whatever. Like you said, that she's given him kisses or left notes with lipstick on them, I believe.
XO and
right, like it's always been assumed that they're together in one way or another. And then you had the wedding thing where Bowser crashed. I don't know why Nintendo fights it so hard. Like, are they trying to stay like squeaky clean so that people don't think, they're fucking or whatever the fuck?
I mean, you got to remember though, this is the same Nintendo that, like I had showed on a previous episode, Birdo literally says in the instruction booklet, "Guy who thinks he's a girl." So,
they're obviously progressive thinking,
And that was for Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, in 1987. An actual Birdo and all those characters were not like canon to Mario. That was from another game that they put it on.
Because the Mario 2 that was released in Japan never actually was released in America until they did the Mario All-Stars game, and then it was known as the Lost Levels, And because the Mario 2 that was released over here was actually a completely different game in Japan, had nothing to do with fucking Mario even. Like, it didn't have anything.
They just slapped those characters in it. So that's where we get some of these iconic guys like Birdo, Shy Guys. a lot of those come from that game, which wasn't even technically a Mario game.
So then that begs to ask you is if Birdo was a guy who thinks he's a girl in the original game, or if that's Nintendo's spin that they put on it back in fucking 80s.
You know, I don't even know why they would put that on there.
Like they literally addressed it in the instruction book. You know?
You brought it. We brought it on screen. We saw it. I was completely shocked, and I didn't remember that.
Back when games came with instruction books.
Right.
That's why I put that up on TikTok, and it was like, you know, when did Nintendo become woke? It's like 1987.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've never been straight with a lot of their continuity, so.
Well, I mean, think about it. How many?
Why they're fighting it so hard? Like, just.
And let me ask you guys this: your ride or die. Let's say you had a ride or die female friend. Would you go to the lengths that this guy is fucking going to keep saving her over and over if he wasn't getting a piece?
Right.
Come on.
You're like, what? He took her again? No, fuck you.
Sorry, bitch. I'm washing my socks today. You know, like you just.
Right.
It's like. I don't know.
Well, did you guys ever see Seth MacFarlane's cavalcade of cartoon comedy where Mario gets her and then he goes to give her a kiss and she's like, "Why would I do that? I just met you. You know, you saved me so you can get with me." And he's like, "Well, you're the one that keeps getting kidnapped by mushrooms." You know, and it's
DVD, the cavalcade.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm thinking too. Is like, okay, so what is their continuity? Because Bowser's always kidnapping her, and then he's playing go-karts with them, and then he's at the party with them, and then it's like, okay, I'm not going to invite my girlfriend's kidnapper to go play around, you know, and have a good time. There's no continuity here.
No,
none.
Yeah, but I just don't know why they would put that out now in this time, unless they're trying to like say they're anti-woke or whatever the fuck. I just don't understand.
What is that being woke? That's just men and women fall in love all the time. It's not a rare thing.
I don't get it. I will never understand Nintendo and their thought process on a lot of this shit. So
just keep making fun games and we'll keep supporting.
Right. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, the Donkey Kong.
I was just so meanwhile, the big seller is a little girl riding around on a gorilla's back, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that continuity is supposed to tie in. I mean, I haven't gotten.
Well, here's my question then. With that, so Pauline is with Donkey Kong, Peach is regular Mario, but was it Peach in the original Donkey Kong that Mario had to save, or was it Pauline?
I think
so now so now he's saving two fucking women. Like,
man, what a player!
You know?
Right.
Mario gets around, man.
This dude just does not quit.
Peach finally said, "No, I'm not giving you any." So he's like, "All right, fuck, I'll go try and save this other bitch."
And then Daisy? Where did she fucking come from?
Well,
you know?
Wasn't Daisy actually introduced by the first movie? The one that stuck.
That.
With Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, wasn't because remember the princess was actually like clamoring for Luigi, not for Mario in the movie.
It's been ages since I've seen that movie.
I haven't watched that movie in how long?
So I think, but is that where she was introduced?
It may have been.
I don't know. I thought. Well, no, they didn't actually call her Princess Peach in that one, right? So it could be. We got someone coming in from the YouTubes. Switch to bad.
Okay, so I was wrong right here. Princess Daisy first appeared in the 1989 Game Boy game Super Mario Land. In this game, she is the princess of the fictional world Sarasaland. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Mm-hmm. And is kidnapped by the alien Tatanga. I know that people are going to rip me apart if I say that wrong, and I do apologize if I did. She is rescued by Mario. While she first appeared in the main Mario game, she has primarily appeared in spin-off titles like Mario Party, Mario Kart, and Mario Tennis.
Yeah, honestly, those Game Boy ones, I don't know. Especially the Super Mario Land. I was never a big fan.
And I don't remember if I played Mario Land 2. What was that? The 6 golden coins or whatever?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So why is he saying Switch 2 bad?
That's a good question. Can you
Dawson.
elaborate on that? Why do you think it's bad? Just because it's not as powerful as a PS5 or Xbox? Or I would love to hear your comments. Or
Okay.
maybe he's typing out this big old long thing for us.
Right.
There it is.
There we go.
Okay, in the first Super Mario Brothers movie, 1993, the princess character was named Princess Daisy, not Princess Peach. So, okay, so they just took Princess Daisy from the Game Boy game and then put her on here, and then you made her fall in love with Luigi instead of Mario.
Why though? Why didn't they have Peach? I mean, that movie. We could go into how bad that movie is. And
We could make
how bad it strays from the.
You know what we should do? I'm serious with this. We should get together with the Looker and Dingy, and then see if we can get like all of our Discords together and do like a movie night. You know, because you can
party.
Yeah, a watch party, and see if we can like watch some of these older movies like Mario and just sit there and rip on them.
Right. He does come back. Princess Peach is a selfish, not respecting Mario, but Zelda is respecting the Link.
Oh yeah, Princess Zelda respects Link. But yeah, I've heard that argument before too. That basically Peach just gets kidnapped and Mario saved me, but Zelda actually respects Link and says thank you and hugs. Actually,
or like the newest one actually goes and saves Link.
Mm-hmm. I actually am looking forward to the Legend of Zelda movie.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm curious to see how they do that.
So, but
didn't they had a Princess Peach game that came out recently? I didn't pick that one up because I was like, it didn't make sense to me.
It's not part of canon, but it looked fun, but it looked just kind of
they had a Zelda one come out too recently.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Where
you said
Zelda
Mario.
Zelda has to go save Link.
Yeah.
So
that was actually a fun game.
I heard that one was pretty good. I haven't played it.
Hey, those role reversal games like that are fun. So
yeah.
So
I mean, trying different things, seeing like it had new mechanics and everything.
Yeah, I like seeing these stories from a different perspective.
Game or a Link game.
I really like seeing things from a different perspective because we always get the overly butch, dude with the deep voice, and it's like, you know what? I want to know what it's like from her point of view. What about this other guy's point of view? I'd love to see Uncharted or even The Last of Us. I'd like to see another Last of Us game, but not necessarily on Abby or on Ellie. I'd like to see it from like a different point of view from like a different part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's see what it was like in the UK.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually. Did you guys ever watch World War Z?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the book.
The book too.
The book is amazing. The book is like every chapter is told from the perspective of a different person around the world during the same zombie outbreak. Hence the name World War Z. The movie, while fun, is just Brad Pitt running around with a gun. So, but anyway, was there anything else you guys had to bring up here? I know, Koimiya, you're going to start getting some text from the wife here.
We're getting to that. We're getting to that point.
So,
all right, we hit another 3 hours.
So.
If we hadn't had so many deaths to cover, it probably wouldn't have taken so long. But damn!
Right?
All right, make sure we bubble wrap Cher and Chuck Norris. And
yeah, I saw one of those where they bubble wrapped Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, oh man,
God, this is just too much. I'm sorry, it's too much.
Yeah, there was a lot this week.
Yep, and then for Happy Gilmore 2 to come out, which was supposed to have Carl Weathers in it, who was also an 80s icon from the Rocky movies,
Right.
So, all right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we should end it here. Neodeath, what are you doing this week? Here, I'll take us down.
Probably more Shadow Labyrinth, like I said. No. Okay. Probably more Shadow Labyrinth. Tonight I will be getting back on World of Warcraft to try and get some more mounts because we have a few more days with the collector's bounty in World of Warcraft. So I've just been trying to farm that. Also playing Shadow Labyrinth quite a bit. And Tuesday, a new Magic set drops on MTGA, so I might be doing that also. But yeah, you can always find me on my link tree there or on Twitch at neo_death DETH. And hope to see you in one of my live streams.
All right, and Koimiya, what are you doing over the next week or so?
Working. I plan on doing a stream tonight. I don't know what I'm going to stream just yet. I don't know what time I'm going to stream just yet. So the easiest way to find out is just follow me on Twitter at KoimiyaX. Because I usually post before I go live. Otherwise, beamstream.gg/KoimiyaX. And you mentioned Magic the Gathering. God, I have not played that in ages. When did they introduce Upkeep? Because that's when I played that. Was it like 4th edition? Ice Age? Somewhere in there?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last time I played.
So yeah, that's about when I started, was around 4th edition Ice Age.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've played off and on throughout the years. I do like the digital version because then you can play at any time you feel like, hopping in a game, you can find a match. Whereas, sometimes it was, especially growing up, it was always harder to find games because I didn't have, in my little town, we didn't have like a card shop where you could go play.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, they just had Final Fantasy released like a month and a half ago. That's been huge.
There's a couple games that are going to be having crossovers with Nier Automata coming up here, so I'm going to check those out. Like First Descendant has a crossover coming up.
Okay.
So I'll definitely hop in and check that out.
All right. Yep.
What about you, Cyclops?
So I am going to be actually catching up on some past seasons of South Park now that all of them are streaming on Paramount Plus. I will also be catching up on some previous seasons of Beavis and Butthead. I'm actually just one season behind on that. Hopefully doing that throughout the weekend, and then playing more Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And I know I keep saying this, but I got to get through Indiana Jones and the Great Circle first. It's just I got to keep playing a game and then switch over to another one later. But I will be jumping into Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Really looking forward to this one as well. And picking some games up off of Game Pass. So that's what I'll be doing. You can always catch me at Twitch, which is that_Cyclops_guy. You can also find me on the socials on YouTube, which is also at that_Cyclops_guy. You can join my Discord, all the things in there, all under that_Cyclops_guy. So,
very nice.
All right.
Very good branding. You got it all under one.
Yep. So, I want to thank you guys for, thank you guys for an amazing, thank you guys for an amazing but kind of sad show because we had to pay tribute to everyone but Terry. So we'll do that one more time.
Don't worry. I got Fred under check. He's not going to take over anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. Yep.
No promises.
He's our foremost.
All right. And we will check everybody later.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.